Let there be light, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Millionth Show. My name is Henry. I'm joined once again by James and Tom, reviewing the 20th Bond film, Die Another Day, released in 2002, directed by Lee Tamahori. And this has been quite an anticipated episode for all of us, given the reputation this film has among Bond fans. Some consider it to be the worst films ever. One of the worst films ever.
Most people are wrong.
And we have.
And I'm here to give my case today.
Well, and I'm the judge. Tom, if you're the jury, then I guess it makes you the executioner.
No, I'm the defendant.
Oh yeah.
I'm defending Die Another Day today.
Well,
there's nothing to defend though. Like really, for me, I'm just gonna go straight because Die Another Day for me is like great. Like I don't want to overdo it too much, but you know, obviously a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it. Like its flaws, so called, but like everything that is. I mean, all right, yeah, there are a couple of like dodgy lines and
dodgy
moments.
CGI.
I don't care about the CGI all that much. I mean, it is what it is. Like people.
Oh yeah.
I don't care. I you know what? Like I used to laugh at that.
I
years
still
ago.
do.
No, I love it. It's just like so
2000s.
characteristic of its time. That's the point. Like,
But that's the problem.
I don't know. It's not a problem. Like, you know, people will complain. Ooh, you know, like it's not like Harry Potter levels of CGI. You've seen that, right? I mean,
yeah.
So, and that was around the same time. This was obviously in 2002, but you know, like, okay, yeah, CGI wasn't perfected back then, but but it was good. It wasn't all right. It wasn't. We've seen
it
worse.
Wasn't stellar.
We've seen worse.
Yeah, we watched, you know, Batman and Robin and
right. And I don't know. I mean, anyway, for that to be the worst thing you can say about a film, I don't think that's really legitimate criticism, to be honest.
I think it came from an era where it was, I don't know, like it thought James Bond, the franchise, thought it was like too cool to fail, sort of thing, so it could do literally anything.
Yeah,
so,
it might as well have been.
I'm interested to see what the box office is going to be. I don't have a clue, man.
Because this film got like absolutely rinsed by critics when it came out. I mean,
I heard it was like not criticised that badly when it came out.
It's one of the. I think
it was like really like.
I think it's the lowest rated Bond film on IMDb as well.
The difference between that is like 6.1 on IMDb and the highest is Casino Royale, which is 8. So there's like 1.9 difference over all the Bond films. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, I'm surprised Skyfall isn't higher. We should have done that for License to Quiz, like guess the IMDb rating. That'd have been a great idea.
That was going to be one of the questions.
You could do that for the future ones. For the Craig ones, I mean, you might as well. Anyway, this is the end of Pierce Brosnan's era, and he goes out with a bang, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think this movie's just cool from start to finish, to be honest, really, so...
How about we start with the start, then?
Yeah, but I think it's also worth adding, like, I think I watched this on my 12th birthday, or was that GoldenEye?
Yeah,
I don't know. I watched Die Another Day like as soon as I could, really, and 10 years later, it's still. I think it's my most watched Bond film, other than A View to a Kill. Like I've seen this so many times, love it. In fact, when we finished recording last week, The World Is Not Enough. I've never do this. When you're reviewing a film. And then you'll watch it, when you know you're going to review it for a podcast and you watch it, it kind of changes your experience, right? And certainly after I've reviewed a Bond film, the last thing I want to do is kind of watch... I don't know, but after we finished with The World's Not Enough, that same night at like 2 a.m. I watched Die Another Day. I just love it. And then we all watched it together last night. So it was just great.
You can't complain about it being slow.
You can't complain. It's entertaining.
It's so well paced.
There's so many good characters... vehicles, gadgets, plot twists, music, like scene, like locations.
Yeah,
fucking North Korea and Cuba in the same film, and Greenland or whatever, North Pole, whatever. How's that not? And then back to North Korea. How's that not? How is that not like the best formula for a Bond film you can possibly want? I don't really know. I hear people talk shit about this film, but I never hear like suggestions for improvements.
If I'm being honest, I think there's about like 5 minutes worth of footage in this film which make up like 99% of the criticisms. Like,
what?
The bit where they have like the slow mo where it's like with the Asian woman like going like, oh, after he gets shot, like.
I think this is a
Yeah,
bit
where
like
Colonel Moon.
That's cool.
I think this might be a bit.
That's
like,
sick. That's like emotional and shit,
might be
man.
a
I
bit-
love that.
That was way too overdramatic.
Nah, that was
so-
sick.
That's
That
not
was
in a
so
Bond.
good.
That feels like you're not watching a Bond.
Yeah,
Feels
but
like
it was
you're watching
great.
Some, like Bollywood.
Yeah, how
drama.
often do you see like the villain kill his own dad? That's amazing. That's so cool.
No, but
it's
it's
so
ru-
emotional,
It's
man.
ruined
point
by
of
the
Bond, like,
by the
it's-
slow mo and like the
there've been,
retirement.
like-
No,
music.
the slow makes it
There've
better.
been like far sadder deaths that weren't
Yeah.
like carried delivered.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
could you imagine-
sad, but it was like, wow, he actually killed it. That's like,
you know.
Imagine
Imagine if you did the exact same thing for On Her Majesty's Secret Service. You had like the slow mo and like some.
they couldn't
retarded
pull it off
choir.
back then. Everyone cut the actor, Toby Stevens, the guy who plays Colonel Moon, Pierce. Like, I'm not really seeing any like bad acting either. Apart
I
from
think Miranda Frost is a bit like.
no, she plays her character, and
Yeah,
and it was. I mean, I'm not making an excuse because I don't think it's a bad performance or character. In fact, she's a really good character for me. But
Bit of Rosamund
that was
Pike bias.
Rosamund. Well, yeah, whatever weird name that is, Rosamund Pike. She was like, this is her first acting role,
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah,
as well,
she-
wasn't it? It's
she
like
didn't- she-
introducing, like in typical Bond style. You have like
Jolson boys.
yeah, they always like introduce. I mean, that's one thing Bond's been so good for, like giving actors a starting jump. At
Yeah,
least.
unless you'll be like like Lois Maxwell or Desmond Llewellyn, where you like move in. For
Well, that's
your life.
different because they were old when they started.
Yeah, I know. Well,
they were
Well,
old,
well,
weren't they?
Desmond Llewellyn was. He's born old,
Yeah.
man.
yeah, exactly.
I think this film, like, for James, is a bit like Thunderball is for me because like no one else really. I mean, I never.
Thunderball.
Everyone likes Thunderball,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, not.
It's
yeah,
right
I don't
Octopussy.
hear. I don't hear.
Die
that
Another Day
much,
is
like,
for sure the most hated upon Bond film.
Yeah.
Probably
I think-
more than all of the others put together.
I think
man.
it's unfairly hated. Like,
I think it's
Yeah.
a bit like it has the things that it's a bit like Octopussy in a way because there's like two things in Octopussy people always pull out and it's like the clown scene and the Tarzan yell.
yeah, for a total of 5
I
seconds.
can't
yeah.
watch the whole film.
I don't
because
care.
of that.
Die Another
And
Day
they
is
just do-
literally. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well,
No, we'll go through it, and we'll come to that verdict at the end. But
Yes.
the very opening, Bond in North Korea. This is the thing as well. All of Pierce Brosnan, apart from the previous one, all of his openings have been in like some sort of like weapons grade.
Yeah,
bizarre,
how's that
you know?
not cool?
No, I'm not saying
Russia.
It's not, I'm not saying it's
And then
not
what's
cool.
it in Siberia and somewhere of those? The world's not enough is that's in some like Spanish
Yeah,
office.
like no one cares.
But he does end up in like fucking
A military base eventually.
yeah,
in
Baku and shit.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, and then North Korea, and it's not. I don't know how people don't love this film. Because he fucking surfs into North Korea for starters, right? Which is
Yeah,
sick.
like he could. Yeah.
No, it's I don't know,
Yeah,
but
but
that was
that's
like
like-
that in and of itself. The first like 10 seconds of that are like professional surfers.
Yeah,
like,
no, but that's like a massive,
hardcore,
that's
man.
like a massive disjoint between that and then when you see Pierce Brosnan, it's like, yeah, you can't.
No,
really, you'd be
I don't
like,
think
he
so.
Didn't do that.
And then like they're on the beach, and there's like
Apparently-
the mines, like those X ones and stuff.
Yeah, those
man.
aren't mines.
Yeah, but there are mines, and there's like stop. So you're already in fucking North Korea, right? And then he's like rigging this satellite, and then the chopper comes, like Arnold Schwarzenegger style, man.
Yeah, he's like so like convenient that he looks exactly the same as
I
this
don't
guy.
care. I don't even care, man. He's like wearing the same clothes.
It is quite
Just
good.
takes his sunglasses. Like, what's going on? And he opens this suitcase full of diamonds, puts a
C4
bomb
in.
under it. Yeah, and then like rocks up to like the most awesome fucking North
Yeah, 'cause it's got
Korean
like a
military.
giant gate like with a star
Yeah,
on it.
pure solid concrete, man. Like it's like something out of like a dystopian movie. It's so
Yeah.
fucking cool, man. It has no right to be that.
They have everything there though. They got that
amazing.
helicopter's sick. They got
Everything.
They got all the fast
Hovercraft.
cars there. The hovercraft.
And it's
man.
like in a swamp, basically. It's amazing.
No, you got like you got the regular hovercraft and you got the giant one.
Yeah, you got like the daddy hovercraft. You've got like this collection of like Andrew Tate's cars, man, and like
Yeah.
like you see Colonel Moon like
Yeah,
doing like
therapist,
martial
yeah.
arts on his boxing bag, and then he unzips it and a person falls out. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, bring me another anger therapist." How do people not fall in love with this film straight away? I don't know.
Yeah,
and
then
this is just the first 2 minutes.
It's usually the later parts they criticise, like.
Well, I don't care. This is literally
you've got-
Palace and
you mentioned this too. Like the drip in this film, like for most of the characters, is like on point.
every villain has a trench coat. I mean, you can't not look cool in a trench coat.
Yeah,
Like, Zhao.
Yeah.
Zhao's
Oh,
like,
God, you
just
get that
watched
on me.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Colonel Moon he's got a trench coat, like a leather one. Later on, Miranda Frost gets like a trench coat, but like more like a one made from an
fur
animal, fur one. And then you've got, and then like what's his name? Gustav Graves gets another one. It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Gustav Graves, the villain ensemble in this film is insane, and it literally changes during the film, and then like by the end, Toby Stephens is wearing an exoskeleton in a Bond movie.
Yeah,
Like, how is that not cool?
It's like Metal Gear Solid.
And we
that
just
shit.
scratched the surface.
Yeah, but those glasses, man, like the headset. It's like
What about them?
he's like
What,
wearing
like
he's like wearing
Timothy
a
Dalton's
he's like
number one
he's like
fan.
wearing like a virtual.
Better than like those
balloon,
binocular glasses that Timothy Dalton's wearing.
It's
They're
like
cool, man. It's like VR. It's literally like VR.
It looks. They're way too big for his head. That's the problem.
Well, it's 2002. What do you want?
It looks ridiculous.
That looks
I
cool.
don't think
It looks cool.
I don't think he needed it.
I would take
I
Arnie's
think he was
Mr.
there just to like boost the climax.
It was cool,
I would
man.
take Arnie's Mr. Freeze.
No, you would
goggles.
need that for an exoskeleton that he's got. He's looking directly at a laser beam, like from a space mirror. That's the plot device.
They could have developed those goggles, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
You're
Because
really
we're
nitpicking,
going,
man.
We're going through this, so I mean, shit happens. He blows up diamonds.
No, that's you're
Sal-
going way too quick. 'Cause
Sal,
like,
Sal takes like a photo of him on his
Yeah,
Nokia or whatever,
yeah.
and it's like,
identifies him.
from like 20 meters away.
And he's not a spy. He's not. He's a British assassin.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's pretty good how it aged as well. The
Yeah.
facial recognition technology.
Yeah. I wonder how you could do that.
And then,
back
like,
but-
They're having a chat, and like they both know they're bullshitting each other basically. And then as soon as he gets proof,
yeah, he like rockets the fucking.
blows up the chopper,
Yeah.
and then it has Bond executed. But then Bond like
Yeah. They take
got the
10
watch, blows up. Like, don't blow it all at once. There's so much as well.
puns.
No.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, unironically using that word. There is so much foreshadowing in this movie. It's great, man. It actually has so much rewatch value as well.
Yeah, I'll give you that. To be fair,
I think
like,
what is a great thing is the references to other Bond films.
It has everything. It has
But-
Easter eggs.
they're not like really in your face like they are in Daniel Craig era
Yeah.
sometimes at some points. But like this one's it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's not on the nose.
tasteful, Apart
Um,
from in the Q lab, but like that's only for like if you can spot them all in the back.
yeah. I mean, he plays around with the shit, but anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Oh man, then what happens? Like, he gets like he's got I think he's got Rolex still. Bang, sets that off. Zhao goes down. Like,
Yeah, he got all the diamonds in
you
his
see
face,
that, and then like. And also fucking Colonel Moon's on his way, and it's like, oh, why is there smoke? Like, shit's going down, man.
Yeah, Coleman's
The
dad.
Oh.
guy who Gustav Graves is originally is Colonel Moon and his father's.
Oh,
General
sorry,
Moon.
my bad,
So,
my bad.
Yeah, just want to set that straight.
Yeah,
Where's Admiral Moon then?
My
Yeah.
ranking, sorry,
His
yeah, man.
cousin or something.
Yeah.
His uncle.
Yeah, do you think he had to rise from like Private Moon and then go all the way up? Like
He maybe
Must have
got
been
it
Corporal
because
Moon.
his
Yeah, it
dad-
must have been nepotism or something.
Sergeant Moon,
As if like North
Captain
Korea.
Moon. That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then like Bond just starts blowing everything up. Basically,
usual.
like just blows up all these cars. And what I love, you glimpse the Jaguar.
Yeah,
You glimpse it. It's there. It somehow survives, but it doesn't matter because Bond like gets in like a hovercraft,
The soundtrack
like
starts hitting as well.
and he's fucking like chasing Moon through like
The jungle.
a swamp minefield. How is this not? And he's shooting landmines
this-
to make them blow up and stuff.
This like
This is the best Moon.
so much of this film like this isn't even a bad thing. It's like looks like it's perfect for a sick video game.
This
as
is the
well.
thing. You
Like,
said this for Tomorrow Never Dies. Like Bond, Pierce Brosnan Bond is like the video game Bond. And when I was watching Die Another Day last night with that in mind, it makes it even better.
Yeah.
It's like this would make an awesome video. It basically is like a platformer, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's so fucking cool,
I
man.
don't know about the platform.
Yeah.
Well,
but
not yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just like fucking drive and shoot everything.
it's so cool.
Like
It's
the
so
stuff they
cool,
do,
man.
like the main one goes out, he sends the other two, like they swerve around and go back. Like
Yeah.
David Arnold like blows it out of the park with the music.
David Arnold, great composer, man. He comes back for Casino Royale as well.
Yeah, I mean,
People liked. You know what pisses me off as well? People try and distance Die Another Day and Casino Royale as much as they can, but there's a lot of the same.
it does feel like a million years apart though. Those
Yeah,
two
it does,
films.
but it's not like they're like
I know.
Like, they just, disown Die Another Day. That's not fair, man. It does have...
I mean, you kind of have to if you're going to do a reboot to, like, basically make everyone forget what happened before. So.
I would also say Die Another Day, most influential Bond film.
No, because it was good in the wider audience's opinion.
Still. Most influential.
It's definitely up there in terms
I'd
of
say
influence.
no, it's Doctor No that's the most influential.
Yeah, well, no shit.
But it's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but
maybe
that's-
apart from Goldfinger.
If it wasn't good,
Yeah.
then it would have like not lasted.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, I think this is very much like action Bond here. So
So good. He's got like an Uzi as well, man. Just like spraying it around,
Yeah,
man.
no way he'd be hitting anything, but still, you don't care when you're watching this.
Well, the landmines, he's just like aiming at them roughly, and he shoots a big burst.
Yeah, no, but he like snipes the guy from like 50 meters away with one. I was like,
Well, whatever. And then it basically comes to like, and the way like Colonel
Colonel Moon's firing like anti-tank rounds at him.
Colonel Moon, yeah, right. And then he like, it's him versus him in his big hovercraft versus Bond's little one. And then the way like it slams into it and like almost turns over, and then Bond jumps up. Does like a running jump to like get on, and then he has like a hand-to-hand combat. It's been a while since we've had a Bond villain with like probably since what?
Franz Sanchez, him too.
Bond doesn't have a fist fight with Franz
Yeah, I know.
Sanchez.
It's just sets one.
So no, I'm talking about a proper fist fight. Which
Alex Trevelyan.
Oh yeah, and before that,
Max Zorin, maybe.
Roger Moore. Roger Moore never really had like a proper fist fight with like the final boss.
Yeah,
so we're probably going all the way back to
On Manchester Secret Service.
Yeah, literally. So we've been a bit starved of that, and this is the first fist fight. It's not like the
It's
last.
like the first 5 minutes.
There are
as well,
loads,
like.
man. Yeah, exactly. So he's fighting Colonel Moon. Colonel Moon's kicking his ass, but like Bond has his ways. He uses a bulletproof vest to like not get shot and like run into him, man. And then Moon picks up a flamethrower. Like this just keeps getting better and better. And he just gets a flamethrower, and then Bond like basically vacuums him onto the back of the propeller, right? And then
it goes off like fucking
off some like church
waterfall.
or something, into like Niagara Falls, man. And Bond like you don't actually see him jump, you just see him like kind of jump, and you're like, oh, is Bond dead? And then he's not. He's swinging off this bell, and then get saved by the bell.
Yeah, which most people don't like for some reason.
Why? That's amazing.
In North Korea, they use like a color filter to emphasize locations.
Like the Breaking Bad filter.
In hospitality.
Yeah.
Didn't think I'd have to say something like that, but
Inhospitable wasteland.
yeah. So I thought I was
Inhospitable wasteland.
So what was the colour filter on this?
Just
grey.
Yeah, they like desaturate the whole
They
thing.
like smeared the lens with mud, like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Even Bond's outfit is like some like bomber jacket. It's
Yeah.
so cool, man. And then anyway.
And then
And
General Moon
then
turns
it's not
up.
over. This is like where Roger Moore dusts himself off and like someone's waiting for him in a little plane to take him away.
Yeah.
Bond gets captured by the father of the man he just killed. He's like also probably more or less the commander of the North Korean military, right? And then gets sent into like North Korean torture prison for 2 years.
Which then leads
2 fucking years. 2 years, right?
It's 14 months. So 1 year and 2 months.
Still, that's a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
14 fucking months.
1 day is bad enough.
14 months, man. That's like,
They spent like 3 hours applying the long hair and the long beard to Pierce Brosnan every time that he had to do a scene from that prison, which is quite funny.
That must have been quite.
But
a bit
obviously,
back then,
it transitions into
Madonna's.
which everyone hates, which again I like because it's just different, but I don't think it's bad.
It is different. There's like the thing is, it feels like there's a good song that's like trapped inside it, like the strings, like the kind of theme of it is good, but the way that her lyrics are kind of like implemented into it and like the editing around.
It's cool. It's
the most
another
synthetic sounding.
Yeah, but I don't care. I think it's great.
This is another thing is like this not even completes the hat trick. The 4 in a row of Pierce Brosnan Freud references for some reason.
Just throw it into the
Who cares, man?
And the whole the whole song, it turns out, is like basically about like one of Freud's books or some shit. Like someone wrote a paper about it. I found. I'm like, I don't know. I hope he got a good grade.
Anyway, it's cool though because it's also like a montage for Bond being tortured.
Yeah, but a lot of it feels
horrifically as well.
A lot of it feels,
what you can show on screen in a 12 rated movie. Yeah.
But you've also got like kind of the
dark as fuck. Though,
you've kind of got like a slight like knockoff A View to a Kill intro. There was like the women who are like ice and fire and all that shit.
Yeah,
like
but it's even cooler scorpions and stuff, man.
Yeah, you got that.
Scorpion. Like, why are they there? Why not, man? Like, throw some scorpions in. Bond's getting stung by scorpions and then given the antidote like once he's like nearly dead. Like, what the hell are they doing to him, man?
Don't know.
Well, we find out because then, like 14 months later, he looks like
die.
you know,
like, in Castaway, you know.
No, he looks like
Very haggard.
what's the guy in
Haggard.
The Thing?
Oh,
Kurt Russell,
yeah,
right? He looks like him. And then he's like battered, man. He like can't even like sit still anymore. And and then General Moon decides like, all right, well, listen, mate.
I
I'm
don't know
gonna-
what they do here whilst holding like flies to plants.
Yeah, he's
like Bond's balls on the table, you know, like
Yeah,
sorry about that, mate.
He like trolls him into thinking, oh yeah, you're gonna get shot by a firing squad. He sends him across a bridge, you know. And then
No.
What?
It's not what he does.
Yeah, no, but like Bond thinks he's gonna get shot by a firing squad.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. Because like everyone's cocking their guns and everything, and then like
No, because he knows that he's being traded.
No,
like,
not
he only-
initially. I think it's
You don't
one
think?
last attempt.
How many?
to, like,
You've
get
watched this 50
information
times
out.
and you never noticed.
No, because General Moon's like, oh yeah,
just a
we made a
fake
deal, whatever.
It's a massive.
He
fake
says,
out.
oh, you've been like betrayed and you're still
No,
quiet.
he says things are out of my hands now. But
Yeah.
but that doesn't. He doesn't say you're getting shredded.
Yeah, but you notice
that could
Bond's surprised when
For
they
all
all.
he knows, like he could be given to another camp or whatever.
Yeah,
Then why is he being brought to a bridge?
Yeah,
Like,
'cause-
they're not going to drive him all the way. They just shoot him in the cell. It doesn't matter.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean they
They
take
made-
you out to a wall to shoot you most of the time. In
Yeah, but it'd be round the corner. It wouldn't be like probably quite a long
They
drive
made
to
they
the
made
bridge.
people in like Second World War like march 40 miles to the next
What a
camp.
waste of time. But anyway, the point is, and then you've got like Bond versus General Moon. They're having a chat, you know, and Bond's still like doesn't give a shit, man. He's just so full of attitude, man. Understandably so, I
after all the
suppose.
torture.
And General Moon's like, oh, you know, he's like, oh, and General Moon, you kind of sympathise with the bloke. He's like, oh man, I
Yeah,
sent my
'cause he's got
son.
kind of a somewhat friendlier face.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you know, I sent my son to like, you know, English university to hopefully bring our worlds together. Instead, you come along and fuck everything up, basically. And he's like, well, you know, your firing squad should have done the job for me. Like, wow, you know, like just like the restraint General Moon was. I mean, we can assume that's his only son as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, probably.
Like Bond just spits, might as well spit in his face and say, "Yeah, I banged your mum as well." And it's like really does it anyway. And then
Yeah, you get like
maybe Bond did think he was going to get killed because he's just
Yeah,
like,
that's
why else would he behave like that?
So
I think
yeah,
he'd do it either way. He's
'cause
just done with this shit.
yeah, because he goes across the bridge and it's like
Yeah,
foggy as
whoa,
shit.
whoa, 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 but it doesn't just cross a bridge. It's like so foggy you can't see what's happening.
Yeah, like imagine if this
It's
was
so cool, the music and like the cinematography there, and then like some guy in an orange jumpsuit who's been actually looked after in a civilized prison.
He,
You know,
Zhao literally looks like he's like had a manicure
Like
before he's come.
Zhao looks
Holiday
better than when he
something.
left. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Bond's like, you know, we've all seen the movie, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like, you know, and then they have a little chat on the bridge as well, and then it's like, and at this point, you're still, the audience still isn't like, okay, and Bond's like, oh, I'm being traded for you then. And like, and no one can see them. They're just in this cloud together, like having this like little
Chit-chat.
confrontation. Yeah, and then they walk off.
He drops the coldest line. It's like your
Yeah.
time will come. It's like not as soon as yours.
Sick
Yeah.
line. Like all the lines so far are amazing, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because then Bond pops over to the other side. Well, obviously,
Yeah, Charles is there. All his mates are like, oh,
I noticed there's like a slight filming mistake because he's like wearing like I don't know, a shirt a bit like this, like it's a bit tattered and shit.
yeah.
But then they go to inject him, but then the close-up shot is someone wearing like some US military like jumper or something.
Is it?
Yeah, which
Oh,
was like
I never noticed
no
that.
one cares, you know. So
Well,
yeah.
you do.
Well, no, I just noticed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, felt the need to bring up.
So
'cause,
cool. So
I
cool.
pay so much.
And you've got
attention.
that American guy as well.
Yeah, I don't like him.
He was in something else that was quite good. I'll have to look him up in a moment. But
This is with Pierce Brosnan.
I don't mind him though. He's
They
okay.
they kind of stopped like the whole like
Yeah.
look out, and that's something.
That's
I
what
didn't think he was a bad character.
that's
though.
what
He's
we
like,
truly lost in the Craig era, making
Yeah.
fun of Americans. But you know,
yeah, true.
what can you say? Well, anyway. So then, yeah, we move on to Bond in hospital. He's having his medical analysis.
Oh, sorry. This film is directed by Lee Tamahori.
Yeah. And
And I've not seen any other movies he's directed. So
Well, what can you say?
Well, one-hit wonder.
Literally stole the
obviously.
words out of my mouth. But anyway, yeah, like M pops in and she's like, "Oh yeah, it feels bad," and then he's like, "Well,
Sorry, this guy was the villain in Kill Bill 1 and 2. How could I forget?
yeah,
Really cool.
Yeah, she basically says to Bond, "Oh yeah, well you could have killed yourself because you had this cyanide pill, you know."
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah?
Yeah, she said that you had your
You
cyanide
had your
capsule.
cyanide.
Yeah, but like, Bond's not
wonder
going
if-
out that
I
way.
wonder if like maybe there was a similar operation at this time in like China, and this is like Silver's backstory because he took
I think
cyanide.
maybe. I think Bond's the kind of guy who wouldn't. I mean, obviously, he'd never use a cyanide, but he'd like probably pull it out and use it to kill someone else or something.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'd do.
Well, I mean, you have.
She like bollocks him as well. She's like,
Yeah.
"You're not used to anyone now," and then it's like, but when
She always says that, and then like 30 minutes into the film, she's like, "Oh, I really need him."
Yeah.
yeah.
And like every M, to be honest.
One thing that was pretty cool is when he breaks out of there after his like very weird like dying and then coming back.
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
life.
Like some weird slow mo. Like this is the OG Casino Royale, like cardiac arrest scene.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's like having. But it is kind of cool. Like he has like the visions of his torture as well. Like this.
Yeah, of course you would,
Yeah.
man.
There's a cool.
This hot nurse comes and like gives him the kiss of life, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's not the male nurse, of course. Like he
Yeah,
just
of course
shocks
not.
this guy, probably kills him. You know, like you know.
Yeah, that's even. I mean, it's a bit strange whatever you're watching, but you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. Like, you know,
What was
just
also-
walks off like in his rags, you know.
Yeah, but-
They didn't even give him some nice like. You know, hospital clothes, man. I mean, they're not nice, but better than what he's wearing.
what's
They didn't
cool,
even
though,
bother changing the
It's
bloke,
like
man.
when he goes off and then he's like, "Thanks for the kiss of life."
Yeah.
There's like there's like a moment where it's just like her like.
Yeah, she's
watching
like,
her. But you also hear in the background they put a little reference to Doctor Knowing because they put like the you hear the beeping hospital
Yeah.
equipment, then you also hear the beeps from Doctor No before it begins. It's like,
Huh, that's cool.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I just heard it.
that's quite cool.
But
I mean,
then, yeah, and then he goes and like,
But he's
swim.
well, yeah, he's like on top of a ship. It turns out the entire time. But he like it's like it's like a mile or two away from Hong Kong Harbour, and he swims
Do
the
you
whole
think it's
way.
the same
you know?
ship?
Such
in,
boss
like-
shit, man.
Do you think it's the same ship from Man with the Golden Gun, like their little
No.
HQ? Or
Yeah, something similar, but yeah,
Because
probably.
he gets off in Hong Kong, so.
But
yeah,
it's not.
but it
it's
won't
not
be.
tilted,
It,
is it?
oh, it could be though.
It's
It could
not-
be a modern version of that. Maybe they just like omitted it there and then built a real building there.
Maybe, yeah.
But that'd be in Chinese waters or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because he pops in like this is like some. It's quite
I'm
funny.
checking out.
Yeah, he's like
Aw.
he's not even like you know he's got his shirt open like he's ragged.
He
You know.
literally doesn't care, man.
He's like barefoot, you know, like
Walks into like this 5-star like Hilton hotel like presidential suite. And the guy's mocking him at the desk, man. And then and I mean, you know, you kind of get both sides of it because Bond and the guy's like, oh, got any luggage, you know, or something.
yeah.
And then the manager comes like, get Bond the presidential suite, like, you know, just how's that not cool? Like, how do people hate on this film, man? I don't
Yeah.
understand. It's great, man.
Yeah, but then he like pops in, and they tried to like set him up with some like hooker or whatever, like spy hooker rather.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
who's also actually named Peaceful Fountains of Desire, which
Yeah.
is a
bit of a mess.
funny. I don't know, and maybe because this is the 20th Bond film, it's loaded with references. They just, for the
Yeah.
old time's sake, give her like a really like
Stupid name.
unusable.
It's not obviously a name. It's just some like
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
but then he gets like the ashtray shocked through the mirror as well. They're all trying to film him as well, and he's like, you know,
I've watched Thunderball.
yeah, he's like, yeah, it's like fuck is your problem, you know? And then it's like, well, you know, Hong Kong's our territory now, and he's like, well, yeah, I'm not here to take it back, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It was a good little moment.
Yeah, I mean,
It gives Bond basically sends him to Cuba.
yeah,
Cuba, right? So we've already had
Havana.
North Korea. Yeah, Havana no less. Meets a guy with like, you know, a massive Cuban cigar. Immediately, Bond shares one with him, doesn't he?
yeah, of course, even though it's a filthy habit,
Yeah.
supposedly, you know,
And
fucking
then,
hypocrite, you know?
Yeah, he rocks up to this sort of weird hospital, like
the
gene therapy
the
clinic.
yeah,
which
and
is
then-
cool. But before he does so, meets Halle Berry.
Yeah,
Not the first one we reviewed.
yeah,
with her
this
in it.
is always funny, yeah.
Straight. No, actually, this is before Catwoman.
This
So-
is quite funny as well though, because like she's like, oh yeah, my name's Jinx. They have loads of like,
But
she's
but
like-
her stock couldn't be higher at this moment. She just won an Oscar for Monster Ball, I think it's called Monsters
name?
Ball. I can't remember. So
I think
it was like it was a big deal because it was like, oh, you know, Oscar-winning female lead. That was kind of a big deal for a Bond film, right? Never happened before, obviously.
It's a
Because
shame that the writer didn't, you know.
uh,
Yeah.
Sorry?
Shame
She
the
has
writer
really bad dialogue in
Yeah.
like so many scenes. She's
literally makes a your mama joke in the film. Man.
Yeah, but it was funny. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you have to kind of.
If-
It's Halle Berry, man. You know, you can't really ask too much from her. This is her best.
Man,
I've seen her in 3 films, right? I've seen her in this, Catwoman, and John Wick 3, right? And this is her best performance by quite a distance. So you know.
Wait, Die Another Day is her best performance.
Yes.
Well, we're fucked then.
do you know like
I mean, she's okay in John Wick 3,
when she
but
has,
John Wick 3 is such a good film.
when
it's
she has like
doesn't
her
matter.
sex scene with Bond, she has the
Yeah, the longest sex scene.
Oh, yeah.
do you know,
planet,
like,
yeah.
first of all, they had to, like, shave 7 seconds off of it because, to get, like, the PG-12 rating.
Yeah, man, they had to shave like 20 minutes of the
And
footage they
also,
filmed,
like,
apparently.
Yeah, she's like
she
yeah,
cut a bit off
some
the
weird
fig
stuff.
the fig that she pulls
There's a
out.
fig, was it?
Yeah, there's a fig,
Oh.
and she, like, ate it, started choking. And then Pierce Brosnan had to do, like, some, like, CPR manoeuvre on her
What?
to get it out. Yeah.
Nice to know.
Not a bad job.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, as well. Like,
but even when he meets her, because obviously it's like a big Honey Rider tribute, which is
Yeah.
cool, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, all right, thanks. And then yeah, she's like, wow, man, she looks stunning, obviously. And like Bond chats her up.
No,
I mean,
but this is the
the dialogue here is
Yeah,
pretty.
but this is the thing that I
you
can
know.
never get over because she's like, oh yeah, my name's Jinx. No, my friends call me Jinx, and he's like, my friends call me James Bond. I'm like, yeah, if you had any friends,
Cool
like
name.
who the fuck, like, yeah,
I think maybe that's the point.
That's a reference.
ironic.
He says that in From Russia with Love when he's talking to
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, but so like,
I thought it was
why
cool.
would you like say that though? Like, yeah, my friends call me by my full name.
Well, why not?
Like,
It's a cool name. I'd say as much as you could if you called James Bond. I mean, I always introduce myself as James, so yeah, no, I kind of identify with him. You wouldn't know.
Well, you were talking
Henry.
about
Don't need
another
to.
person called James Bond, but this is a really random.
oh yeah, the
trivia.
ornithologist.
No,
Yeah.
not only that, but like, do you know once that Sean Connery actually got pulled over in England for speeding by an officer who was called James Bond? So
Wow.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Not drink driving,
He must have been, you know.
probably.
Scottish like.
So anyway,
Yeah, but that's the thing. They also do the reference to the guy who James Bond got his name from because he said, "Yeah, I'm an ornithologist."
Yeah,
like
that's,
Oh,
the guy who
really? I
Ian
didn't know
Fleming
that.
gets the name from.
But yeah, and it's like there's all this sort of like innuendo stuff, which is like okay, it is a bit on the nose, but
Just a little bit.
yeah, but it's like whatever, man.
What do predators do when
Yeah,
their
they
prey comes out?
feast.
Yeah, they feast. It cuts to like Pierce Brosnan eating her at night. You know, like it cuts to like fucking Mads Mikkelsen and Hannibal. You know, where he's
Yeah.
like eating.
Well,
something.
anyway, and then what? So then they have their moment, and then it's like back to business.
Yeah,
So
their
Bond
moment.
goes and like sneaks into this place, finds Zhao. It's really cool
Yeah.
how he gets in as well. It's like some Indiana Jones, like some like hidden wall
he
man.
beats up like the biggest scumbag.
Oh yeah, that piece of shit as well. Yeah,
that was
that
like,
was satisfying.
Yeah, yeah, like the. Well, actually, I don't even. He's like got a really weird like accent. That guy.
does.
It's South African.
Oh yeah, that would explain it. Because he sounds like half British, half American.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
South African.
Yeah, well, and then you've got like at the same time Jinx has like got this like scumbag doctor who's like, oh yeah, we get our samples from healthy donors, you know, like orphans, you know, people who won't be missed, you know, that sort of thing, and it's just like, all right.
Yeah, he starts like touching her and stuff, man. It's like, well,
You know,
okay, man,
I'm like
I
an
know,
artist, like, all right, Hitler, you know,
Yeah.
like,
and then Bond obviously finds Zhao during all this, and I
Yeah.
see he looks so scary, man. I mean, you just had Renard, you know, like that was already traumatizing enough for 12-year-old me, man. And then I see Zhao's like freak face popping up, man. Like the makeup they did on him is phenomenal.
yeah. Well, all they did was give him, you know, the Queen Elizabeth, like the first shit.
They
where, like,
Voldemorted him, man.
yeah, he's like pale as fuck, man.
So cool, man. And then they have, and he's squeezing his IV drip, you know, to be like, you know, torture him basically.
Yeah.
He gets out of it, and then there's like the magnet happening, and like the knives, dodging the knives, man.
There's a decent fight in here.
Great fight.
Yeah,
and chase.
he's very lucky because he grabs a plot device hanging from his neck, you know, all
Yeah,
the fucking
that
diamonds
was
in there.
convenient.
Just slowed down as he does his.
Yeah, exactly.
alright.
Just in case, audience.
But then, and Bond uses like fire extinguishers to blow a hole through like the hospital
Yeah, because
wall.
Zhao's
Zhao's running towards a chopper.
yeah.
Put a bomb.
Yeah, Jinx was just like,
Oh yeah, that's
fuck
right.
this place,
yeah,
you
and
know.
she shoots that guy. Oh yeah, because he's like, and there's so many Sigma quotes
Yeah,
because
yeah,
she's like, oh, you know, go on.
Yeah, because he's like, oh yeah, I consider myself an artist. He goes on about art for about 20 minutes, and she's like, well, you know, things with artists, you know, their work is only appreciated once they're dead, and then, you know, she shoots him.
Bang, great line.
writing.
That's the thing.
It's
Like,
true,
how's that bad? Like writing for James?
Yeah, but
Cool.
yeah, but that's like one instance of like good writing.
I'm just saying.
Most of it, the majority of it is not good. That's the problem.
Well, anyway, then Bond and her go and like.
Oh, one thing I need to mention, because I remember I randomly heard this while like watching the film. All the stuff like because while Zhao's asleep, obviously they have to
They didn't have the sound from Blade Runner.
No, he was subconsciously like because he's asleep, but they're also trying to like change his brain patterns or whatever. So he's having his I think they're trying to make him unconsciously learn German because all like.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they even understood it's like it's some guy saying like, oh yeah, my parents are dead. I live in Hamburg. This sort of thing. Like
Cool.
I like it. He will have a new life,
Downloading a new personality.
He literally is like it's like that.
Wow.
He did it before. Ryan Gosling films were massive. But anyway, he collected his plot device and.
Well, they effectively do that in the Matrix.
But
anyway.
when he gets out, because Zhao gets in the chopper and conveniently everyone.
Very cool scene as well because Zhao's just like hanging out of it in like his trunks, whatever. He's like, what? He doesn't care, man. Shooting everyone, Jinx, and
does the worst CGI fall ever.
Yeah, the fall was bad, but the scene was still like hot and cool.
Like,
so
there was like no way she'd survive that. Probably is.
Yeah, true. She's like you just see her like.
She's fine
like
a second later, yeah. But still, like she's fine.
She like strikes the end.
She's
of the
fine
blade.
every second, right? So
Yeah, of course. Well, and then Bond finds out when he goes back to his Cuban mate, they're conflict diamonds. Which is
Gustav
with
Graves.
The very obvious GG, which looks nothing like.
Yeah, Bond says GG as well, because of Gustav Graves. But after he has this little exposition bit with this guy, which you can tune out for, we get London's Calling. Goes
yeah, man!
It's like reading the Airplane magazine with picture.
How like the amount of great stuff that. All right, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but how can you not love this stuff, man? London Calling.
At the bottom of the magazine,
Bond ordering his drink,
At the bottom of the magazine, there's like a quote which says "Diamonds are forever," but, and then it like
I never spotted
cuts
that.
off screen, and I was like, oh,
Great.
That's quite cool. Yeah, because he even says, diamonds are for everyone. Like, they reference that a couple of times. Yeah, but then Bond's. You get the introduction to Gustav Graves, where like he does like a parachute in with the Union Jack flag.
And the best bit, London Calling like transitions into like the villain music from North Korea.
Yeah.
Like what are you? What? This is so good.
Yeah, but like from that height, he probably inhaled like half of London's smog. Like he's like fucking taking a.
Doesn't matter. That is such a cool way to introduce someone, man.
This is also his like one of the first lines.
Definitely
like
not
they're like, the media's like, oh yeah, is it true that you don't sleep? He's like, I'll let you do it.
Who needs sleep? Oh no, you only have one shot at life. Why waste it on sleep? I think that has to be the most stigma quote in any Bond film. Maybe apart from Iron Man Club.
Yeah, it's got some stiff
but I mean, and this is like a running theme, so we might as well like address it now. The fact that Gustav Graves, is incapable of sleeping, basically has like permanent insomnia from his like traumatic, identity changing therapy, right?
Yeah, race changing.
So yeah, like. So, and he has to have some and like the amount of times they address it, and he says something cool every time, and he's just basically in that quote regards sleep as a waste of time.
Well,
like how Sigma is that? That's literally like dictionary definition. Like he's just grinding 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's all he does. Amazing. Yeah, amazing. Like I don't know. Gustav Graves, great villain, man. Toby Stevens. My hat goes off to you, sir.
I mean, then you get to go on to the next part, which is just another.
Well, no, because you see Miranda Frost as well.
Yeah, of course.
Because she's like, "Oh, your man's late." It's like, actually, he's just on time. Yeah. He's like, because Gustav Graves is basically Bond in a way. He's like rocking up, taking this thing off, and he's like, "Yeah, what a day to become a knight." Well, like stuff like that. Who says that?
Say that's like his character. Modelled on.
Yeah,
which is quite funny as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool as well. So then, she's. So then they all like Bond.
Go fencing.
Yeah, does Bond not pop into... Or not yet, okay. Yeah, they go fencing.
And there's the big Madonna there.
A sword fight in a Bond film.
I'm going to be honest.
This is the only time where I agree with you that Timothy Dalton should have had this opportunity.
Yeah, but...
He should have had a sword fight. Shakespearean.
Yeah, but he would not be suited in the rest of this film.
Yeah, but he should have had a sword fight. That's all I'm saying.
True. Yeah, sword
Like,
fight with Fran Sanchez, man. Yeah.
Whatever, man. Yeah, he could have done it. Like, that is like Shakespeare acting.
Yeah, it would have been his thing, but still.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, people
with a skull in his hand.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing it at the same time while rattling off the Hamlet, thing.
Exactly.
But yeah, this is another thing that people criticize, which I think is kind of like just stupid. When they're like, "Oh, this Madonna cameo is bad," I'm just like, it's like I just don't care. I'm different to it.
She references this song which I've actually heard before.
Oh, cool.
Is it called Dawn of the Day?
No, it's called Come On Dawn.
Oh yeah.
And it's actually done by Duran Duran. So
why not? Nothing wrong with that.
That was gonna be
it's like a really laid reference then from her. So how can you criticise that?
I was gonna use that as one.
And then you've got Toby Stephens and Rosamund Pike. They're there. She's like the fencing champion, and he's like there as well. And then Bond probably picks up a fencing sword for the first time in his life, and is obviously the best swordsman ever.
Well, no, he Gustav Graves is beating him at that, but then when they use actual weapons, it's like he gets to like,
and it's so cool. They're like, okay, first blood drawn from the torso, like, why not, man? Because Bond baits him. He's like, oh yeah, I found these diamonds from a mate of mine, whatever. Like,
yeah, I found it on the street.
Yeah.
It's like,
wouldn't know anything about these.
In some laughing gas canister,
And Toby Stephens, he like, he does shit himself, but he's like, oh, okay, well, you're about to do something very valuable then. And then then they have this like bloodthirsty.
Yeah, because it keeps escalating as well. Like,
and the music escalates with it. It's like getting more and more like dramatic. And
yeah, he like
the swords keep upgrading.
Yeah, he like chucks the sword at him. He like gets like it's quite interesting as well because like I'm pretty sure. Graves gets like he ditches the other sword and he gets like some katana or whatever, and then Bond's using like a proper like medieval broadsword.
Yeah.
And like the sound editing for like the swords like clashing is so
good. They like tear up the guy's newspaper and stuff. There's like little beats of comedy punctuate throughout this film.
Yeah, I mean they knock over like everything. I mean Bond eventually wins it as well. Yeah, he knocks.
Yeah, and
they still keep going after that. But then like Rosamund Pike's like, you need to.
She breaks it up, and then Toby's like, oh.
He laughs it off.
He's like, it's just a bit of sport, Miranda. And he's like, seems you're beating the sport. And he gives it, they have the most alpha handshake ever. Like, they hate each other, but they're like, yes, that was so good. And then he goes, oh, you're a worthy competitor, Bond,
They talk earlier about Gustav Graves being, like, having anger problems when he's playing sport or whatever. And then I think Bond, like, plays on that, because I always got the feeling that he like deliberately kind of wounded him in the wrist or whatever, or the finger, like, and then that got him angry, and then he was like, "Yeah, let's do a real."
Of course, want to bloody continue.
Yeah. This is because I didn't realize that Graves asks him that earlier, so he's like parodying him later on.
Yeah.
This is the thing though. Thing that I think makes Gustav Graves slightly less Sigma, right? Because unlike Goldfinger,
he has to smooth it.
He has to smooth it over with the club, so he doesn't own the club.
Yeah, he should own the club.
Exactly. But if he owns the fencing club.
And then you've got this.
Was alive,
I just wanted to. I mean, we don't see Mr. Kill yet, but like, there's another random dude with dreads as well. Yeah. And we had one in the world. You got like 3 dread guys in 2 films back to back, and then we never see them before or since. I don't know why that was a thing back then, but yeah. Just got
couldn't tell you why.
But and then he gets invited to like this ice party.
Yeah, in Iceland, of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, the next thing that he does is like
so cool.
He goes down to the London Underground, like some abandoned stations which were used for like World War II shells or something. I don't know. And M is there to be like, oh, so you escaped and all that.
Sosboz.
Yeah, here's a load of exposition while we're walking through this cool location. And but then you get like,
and what I love is how she refuses to apologise as well. She's like, what? In fact, she goes like, "What are you expecting? An apology?"
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
and it's cool because you do sympathise with her. I don't get to see everything in black and white like you do.
Exactly.
It's like, well, yeah, she's effectively a civil
well.
servant. Yeah, so
A kind of like little theory I developed is that she like got this really hardened professional like character after being basically emotionally manipulated in the world's not enough, so into like going to like protect Electric King and then getting captured, so
yeah, she has a lot less banter.
Because Judi Dench doesn't seem that flustered by anything that happens in that film, does she? I mean, well actually
any of the other films,
which is in that. Well, yeah, true.
Yeah, but I mean,
but anyway, go on.
Well, moving on, you get I hate this as like a retarded fake out. Sorry, but like the VR training, like because it's just so you can have.
Alright,
I think actually it's
that was cool. That's like Bond in a video game again.
It's
definition.
It's worth it so you can see Samantha Bond with a bullet in her head. But
Nah, that was cool, man. And I like that. People sort of just shit on the CG. What about when John Cleese steps through? That looks really good. Looks clean as fuck, man. Looks great. Looks like he's just stepped into a video game world, like in The Matrix, man. It's amazing. I love that.
You get that, and it doesn't really serve any purpose except for when they have VR
just so they
again.
can be like, you don't shoot your boss. But I think it's cool because it shows what Bond would like to shoot. It would
have been even funny if he just straight up shot her in the head.
That's what he wants to do. Like
that's what Daniel Craig would have done.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, then you get
John Cleese shows up as Q.
Yeah, for the first.
Although they don't directly address him as Q, I think he's Courtmaster. Yeah, Courtmaster.
Yeah, they couldn't give that,
Well, anyway, so he goes in this
into the
Easter
archives.
egg, paradise for any Bond fan.
Yeah, they have the more obvious ones. He's playing with Heath Ledger's shoe, obviously.
Yeah, Heath Ledger invented that.
Yeah.
Just definitely not Rosa Klebb. 60 years earlier. Give or take.
You've also got the obviously you've got the jetpack and all that.
Crocodile sub and the
you've got everything there. I think you can even see like the rebreather and stuff all over the place. Shame they couldn't fit the Q-boat back in there and all that. But anyway, he's got like there's all sorts of things you can have there. But he also gives Bond his new mode of transportation,
But before he does that, he also gives Bond a watch, and he's like, "This is your 20th, I believe." Great little,
Yeah.
And it's worth mentioning. Die Another Day is obviously the 40th anniversary of Bond as well.
I can't believe we also forgot the fact that in the gun barrel he shoots the CGI bullet at the camera.
Oh yeah.
Which was just meant to be.
All the bullets are fake, aren't they? Well, actually, maybe not.
He always shoots blanks, like.
Yeah, but it's still cool.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
The thing is, a lot of people hated that for some reason, even though it was meant to be just a one-off thing for the 40th
Who cares?
anniversary. Some people do. Anyway,
like you care about.
I just
guessing into.
You always notice, but I never care. Like some people.
You do enough to bring it up.
Exactly, but I feel the need to bring it up because that's what a lot of people remember this for. Anyway, moving on. So he gets his new car, obviously, which is initially invisible, and then they show it.
And you get the line like, "Perhaps you've been down here too long."
Yeah, because like it pops up on the conveyor belt. You know what I mean?
Oh, actually, before he even gives that, Q shows him a really cool gadget, which is the ring.
Yeah, because
that's cool, right?
Because he shoots bulletproof glass, and he's like, "Well, you can fix this," and then like destroys the glass.
Bang! That's cool. And then Aston Martin.
It's ironic. He gives him an Aston Martin at Vauxhall Cross Station, like.
Yeah, Aston Martin V12 Vanquish, no less. I mean, the best car of all time. I've always wanted this car since I watched this movie. This is like literally my dream car, man.
Yeah, this thing is stacked to the brim with gadgets as well. Like, it's not missing anything basically.
In fact, literally every square inch has a gadget on it because technically it's covered in cameras.
Yeah,
I like how they made it work as well, which they didn't do with the Lotus.
There are some.
Yeah, because people are he drives an invisible car. Like, well, actually, they managed to more or less pull it off in real life. So
they did it in Top Gear as well. I don't know if you saw where they put like giant TVs on either side.
The only critique that I've heard, which is kind of reasonable for that, is like.
You would still be able to hear
invisible, but he's going to Iceland, so you see all the snow tracks when it's moving.
And you can also it would
still cool.
You would still hear it.
You know what I like about this particular? Not only is it the most stunning car of all time, but it also all the gadgets are used and multiple times. Because there's nothing more annoying than
a one-off gadget.
Yeah, like one-off. It's just that's convenient. But like pretty much every gadget gets used at least. Well, twice, often enough. Like he turns the car invisible.
He uses the
at least twice.
the shotguns to block the
that's a great line. Shot through in a couple of minutes. John Cleese as well. I think it's worth mentioning. I mean, he's actually okay in this. I mean, he's not perfect.
It's because Desmond
he has a quite good line. He goes, "Oh, you're more intelligent than you look." It's like better than looking more intelligent than you are.
Yeah.
So I guess that works.
It's good, most back and forth roast. Yeah.
Yes, and then so anyway, we get this car, man.
Yeah,
it's just sex on wheels, man.
You also get a brief scene with M and Miranda Frost.
Yeah,
Which is weird because you think I thought it was going to be her getting Bonded, but it's actually
Yeah. It gives you that little.
And then it's funny because like she has the exact opposite record of Bond. It's like, oh, you know, you never sleep with anyone on your assignments, so you know you actually do your job. You haven't gone rogue ever. You know, you crossed every T, dotted every I, and
I always feel like every other agent or 00 is like that. Like Bond's the only rogue one,
Probably.
and he's like allowed to because he gets the results.
He's the best one.
yeah, exactly. But then like,
Funny.
I mean. Yeah, and then she's like, I really don't want to work with Bond because he might find something out. But anyway.
Well, yeah, this is the thing, because first Miranda plot twist... Miranda Frost has already had one plot twist, because she's already, like, looks like she's Gustav Graves' PR whatever, right? Manager.
Then she's actually
secretary.
an agent.
And then she's an MI6 agent, so, okay, that's cool. Didn't expect that.
And then moving on, we go to Iceland,
But
where...
before we do...
I want to play a game.
Straight up.
Do we have
The
previous budgets?
budget for last one was $135 million.
That's insane.
This must... I'm guessing like 160 million for this film. Like... I think it spent more. 170. Spent... I can't imagine how much some of this stuff costed. And for the 40th anniversary... It probably cost $1 million just to do the CGI bullet at the start.
What are you saying, 170? I'm gonna go 100 and... I don't know, man.
£5 in the packet of Monster Munch.
I'm gonna go
Monster Munch.
100 and... I guess... What was 130 for... I'll go a little lower then. I'll go 160.
Well, it's actually 142 million, so
Oh.
James is closer.
It's probably because like World's Not Enough felt like a...
They put a lot... that wasn't a cheap film to make, was
Yeah,
it?
true.
So, you know.
It's still...
Okay,
Fair
and
enough.
box office? I'm prepared to be disappointed, but...
Yeah, well, funnily you should say that. The box office of the last one was $361,832,400. And
This one, I don't know.
I'm going to go 380 million.
I'm gonna go...
Do you think this is more or less
200.
successful?
200.
So your
million.
final answers are
Yeah.
200
200
million
million.
and...
380 million.
Okay, well that goes to Henry, because it was 431,971,000.
Why do people complain about this film?
Nearly half a billion.
It was an unprecedented success.
This is the thing as well.
Every Pierce Brosnan film went up. in
That's
terms of-
I knew that, which is
I
why
knew
it
that
helps
as
me.
well.
I thought it flopped or something. I was like, oh well.
I thought License
I was
to Kill
kind of-
flopped, man.
I was like,
me too.
I was like, you know, okay. I was like managing my expectations. There, 400 million.
nearly 500, right?
Yeah, 400.
Well, I mean, you know, what? How can you complain about this film, man? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And yeah, so that leads us on to the questions which I had some creative decisions on, which
Okay.
you'll know I love.
And it is 1-1, so...
It's
Yeah.
1-1 currently. Which sea does
Game
James
face.
Bond surf in the beginning?
Oh, shit.
Damn. The Japanese Sea, I don't know. I have no idea what that sea's called. Japanese Sea I'm going to go with. I just don't know.
Okay, can I say where it is rather than the actual name? Cause
Well,
it's
it's
very
North Korea
it's
coast,
a very
isn't it?
specific one. It's like the coast between North Korea and like China.
The
if that makes
question is
sense.
the sea that he was surfing.
Yeah, Japan Sea.
Pacific
Fine.
then.
Yeah, that goes to James. It's the Sea of Japan.
Oh.
So that's
Easy.
much closer. Technically, it's Pacific though. So
Yeah, but he got better.
actually,
Well,
the
no. Why am I correcting you on this? Pacific Ocean. The Pacific is an ocean. The Sea of
yeah,
Japan
but this
is a
is
sea.
a tributary into the Pacific Ocean. It counts.
Yeah,
when
but
it
it's
counts
like, you
the
know,
oceans.
goes from like pond
Mate,
to stream
just take,
to river.
just take the point. Just
to-
take the point.
Yeah.
They make plenty of puns about taking points in this film too. But anyway,
Sea oceans get their water from somewhere. So
yeah, from the gnomes.
Lakes and...
actually, South
Reservoirs.
Pacific is called Seven.
Didn't you do your geography in year
No,
7 to 9?
I slept in geography, man.
Yeah, but like they like define what's like a reservoir and a lake, and
You
all that.
reckon
That's
this
why I
is
know
what-
this stuff.
You reckon
man.
this is what the Iceland trip was like, you know, as well?
No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, go on then.
So that goes to James, I guess. According to a video I watched on the subject, there are no less than 52 references to other James Bond films.
Yeah.
How many
Die
of them?
Another Day, which I wrote as Dear Another Day.
Yeah.
However, which James Bond film has the most references?
Great question.
What? Surely it would be No Time to Die, right?
What? No, like past James Bond.
I'm
films
gonna go
references
with.
in
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Goldfinger.
correct. So
Easy.
there was some that got close, but
I was going to say Thunderball.
they actually had like I almost had it the most, but yeah.
Because there's loads. There's the ejector seat. There's like, I never joke about my work dollars. There's so many.
There's the Golden Gun.
The guy being sucked out the window at the end.
How many
Spoiled the film.
how many diamonds are visible in Zal's face?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably go with about 20.
I'll
That's
go.
dead on, actually.
I was gonna say, fuck. All right,
Oh, that
fine.
makes sense. It's the 20th film. They're probably like counting.
Oh yeah.
You're getting these correct. Bang on.
Why is that? 3-2
So
to James?
that's
We need to cut this runtime down somehow.
3-2. So
Yeah, exactly.
assuming Die Another Day is set in 2002,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
how long did it take for Gustav Graves to beat Donald Campbell's record in The Blue Bird?
Ooh, I think I might know this one. That would have been about
30 years.
35 years.
Henry got it dead on.
Yeah, 'cause
Wow,
it was
we're
19
nailing
it was-
it.
it was
And
nine-
it's 3-3.
It was 1967 when you did that.
So,
How do we do this? How do we always get to 3-3, man?
well, that makes it all more
Because
exciting.
we totally rigged it.
So the final, we were watching this in person, by the way, which we don't usually.
I-
do, so I was like trying to shield the. questions
I
from
knew
us.
Donald Campbell.
Did you
saying-
think I was sat behind you to like look at the because I
That's
genuinely
not-
wasn't?
not
I meant,
that.
I was-
Must have crossed your mind though.
I was-
just
when
like-
you were getting up and stuff.
Okay.
I was paying full attention to this film, so you know,
Yeah,
like
of course.
if
Yeah,
I was
can see
bored,
by your notes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
Got 3 pages on this.
Do you?
I'm gonna,
Good man.
I'm
2.5.
gonna
No.
do a question like James is his historical figure one in The Living Daylights.
Oh, no.
How many references can you think of for Goldfinger in Die Another Day?
How many?
Uh-huh.
The
Okay.
one who guesses the highest amount correctly gets.
So
the
we
Ejector
already put
seat.
2.
Guy
Oh,
getting sucked
Jinx-
through the
Jinx's
window.
golden
I never
gun.
joke about my work.
Is
You
there
should
another?
like think and then give you like.
Oh, I
think-
see.
like you did
Okay.
for that question.
All right. Well, I've already. All right, fine. I'll cut this bit out then, or speed it up.
Anyway, so far.
What, gambling?
Yeah, but that's not right.
The fact they wager over the diamonds and the gold, the Nazi
Yes.
gold.
Yes. So
Obviously.
That's
the
a massive
fencing
stretch, to be
scene
fair.
where the stakes
That is
are
a stretch.
raised by precious object. A diamond in this.
Does that
and
in
gold in
Octopussy?
there.
But like,
Yeah, but that's not precious object.
difference-
He's not playing for
It
the
is.
egg. He just wins like 200.
The egg is precious.
the
though.
difference in like golf and sword fighting, that's like hugely
It's they're
different.
both like active sports, so.
You call golf an active sport? Can we
Well,
consider
it is a
jacking?
sport.
Can we consider jacking up to be a
Yeah.
sport? If golf could be considered a sport, the
I'm just
boring
gonna
as fucking-
smoke this Henry pack right now.
Well, that's 4 all then. Right.
No, because I'm
You
gonna
want-
cut out that bonus question.
Oh, cheers.
Corruption wins.
That was a,
So yeah, 4-3 to me. Yeah, buck the trend today.
right now it's 2-all.
There we go.
Right. Well,
We're in Iceland,
back to Iceland.
not the shop.
Gustav Graves is playing F-Zero. That literally looks like an F-Zero
Oh,
machine.
really? Huh.
Seriously. He's going on about, oh yeah.
I was pretty mad that in this film, that's probably the least cool vehicle, and it's still cool.
Yeah, of course. I have no idea what it is, but, you know, what can you do? He gets to meet,
Mr. Kill.
Mr. Kill. He says,
There's a
oh.
name to die for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just only serves the purpose of that joke.
Yeah, there's also some BS about, like, oh, there's a diamond mine in Iceland. I'm like, look, I get South Africa, but Iceland's like, you know, you're
Yeah.
going to find, like, rotting fish under the ground. That's about it.
Yeah, and Eskimos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyway. I mean, the thing is that's quite good about it. I really like the ice palace and the party. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense, but it's
Do you
really
know
cool.
that is like just what like an eccentric billionaire's
There's
party
an
would be like.
Yeah, true.
Ice hotel
Minus
is
the blood.
inspired off an ice hotel that's in Sweden.
Oh.
Which melts in the summer and they reconstruct every winter. And
So that's actually feasibly possible.
Yeah.
If it's an Iceland, it's cold all year round.
they got like heating somehow, and that doesn't like.
And you just wear warm clothes.
Yeah, this friend of mine lived near where it was, although he never went to
Wow, that's cool. Okay, because I always thought this is some bullshit, far-fetched volcano island, like, typical Bond villain there. But actually, if that's technically feasible, because even the waiters are on skates and stuff, it looks like the penguins, like from like Lego Batman or something like this.
I like as well. It's literally built to be a disposable layer for him as well. You can be like, I can cast this out. I've got another one, Like,
so basically, he demonstrates the Icarus. I mean, obviously, Miranda Frost and Jinx meet each other.
He gives his like Elon Musk Starlink speech.
Literally, like, it's so good. It's like, I mean, a space mirror was always. I think even before I watched Down the Day, it's always some kind of concept that I always thought would be cool.
But and then Diamonds Are Forever, pretty much, with like light.
That was
that's like shit. Yeah, this is the way to do it, man. Reflecting light from the sun like a concentrated beam, and obviously the obvious thing. I mean, he's like, we're going to use this to grow crops and stuff like that.
Yeah,
totally not to like, erase the border between North and South Korea. What a base like
it's like a giant eraser tool, like
awesome,
a world map,
so cool, like a border eraser, man. Like that is so cool, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like as well. He gives no warning as to when you need to put your sunnies on because he
and of course everyone. He does a Trump, and Bond and.
But he's
Jinx.
facing away from it. So.
I don't like the Jinx. It should just be Bond and.
Yeah, of course.
Good
it's
stuff.
Like the one guy who's not saluting at the rally.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, yeah, I mean he does that, and then I don't know why I wrote down Jimmy Savile Lackey, like the guy who's got like medieval.
No, he was like Andy Serkis before Andy Serkis, man. That guy's like the original Andy Serkis, isn't he?
Yeah, but that guy had like a horrible bowl cut, man. Like,
well, kind
he
of.
Was like
he was like Shaggy, man. Like, but I don't know. I liked his character. He was funny, man. He had like good comedy.
Yeah, but I don't know.
When he comes to because Bond escapes in that thing, right? And he's like, "Boss, he beat you at best." And then the look that Gustav Graves gives him,
but he's like the wannabe combo of like Boris and like Henry.
No, he was cool. I liked him. I liked him.
I actually couldn't care less if he was in the film or not, to be honest. But I mean,
his jokes were good though. Like his scenes were, he was just there for comedic purposes, and it worked for me.
Whatever. But then Gustav Graves not off screen, but like after he gets given like the glove part of it, which literally looks like a Nintendo Power Glove, man. That like joke, controller. Which is like
Thanos or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and Bond's doing some like spying around as well. I mean, spying around an invisible car with the engine on, going right behind people.
And is it at this point Zal rocks up?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, because they do like some infiltrating.
Okay.
Jinx also dips down into there. She gets caught. No, she tries to kill Zal.
Zal does show up.
Yeah, okay.
He's the one that catches her.
Yeah, so Zal shows up, rocks up in his like jigsaw fucking leather coat, man. Not even like trench. This is just like pure clan outfit, but black. So cool, man. And like I know people like, the slow-mo out the door. That's cool. I don't care. Like the. And then like boom, 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 boom. He's like walking down this like ice tunnel, man. There's nothing not cool about it.
The problem with the slow-mo in this film is not the fact that it is slow-mo, it's the fact that it's like the frame rate on the slow-mo is like horrific.
Don't care. It's cool. I don't care.
It's like you have 3 frames of his coat moving.
It's awesome. It's like sweeping, like Batman's cape, man. It's like, how is that not cool? And then he meets up with Gustav Graves after like, however long it's been. And then he's like, in North Korean, or just Korean, right? He's like, "Oh, you look terrible. So do you." And then they're like, and then he just does Toby Stevens like weird smile, and they're like average, like least offensive male greeting, like to a friend. And then he goes like, an hour under the insomnia is permanent, but an hour under the mask keeps me sane. Like, are you sure about that, mate? Yeah, like
the funny thing is though, like
so good. Because that's when he does his other line about sleep. That's the problem. No, that's the thing about not sleeping. I have to live my dreams.
Yeah.
So good, man. Like, why not?
But the funny thing is as well, like, when Jinx goes down to, like, I think it's, they're literally taking turns on the tree machine.
Some, like, bossany there, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, it's something that I only realised
Poison Ivy's lair, in Mr. Freeze's cave, and the penguins.
But this is, like, so idiotic, like, I realised, because she, like, points her pistol at Zal. She has a red start on her pistol, like, as if she can't aim,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I like her costume's pretty cool, like this red leather sort of, or burgundy.
Man,
It's pretty obvious though.
it's cool though.
Her
It suits her.
around and that. It
Yeah,
suits
true.
her, but like.
Yeah, her with like leather costumes reminds me of Catwoman, man. That was horrendous. But anyway, so she gets caught. Bond also pops down as well. Has a fight with Mr. Kill in the laser room.
That was so cool. Like the bit where the lasers are like that, and he's like punches in through them and stuff. He's just like ready. They're like boom, That is something out of a video game.
Yeah,
and then
really
like they're turning. I mean, obviously they'd all get sliced up in real life.
Yeah.
But the point of like when they're rolling
Yeah,
around, it's
Jinx
like
most so, of course.
so cool, man.
Yeah.
And then they like eventually gets her out, and then like they laser off his hands just to like let them out. So cool, man.
The bit before, she's like, he said, "Your mama." When I like first saw this, I thought like, because like back then like your mum.
Yeah.
I thought like she started off the train.
Yeah.
No, that was cool.
Halle Berry, the originator of Your Mum jokes.
Yeah, and then but it
runs
says
the
some
Your
other
Mama
stuff.
channel.
She just talks shit to him. She's like, "Yeah, who's that you?" And then what else does she say?
I thought it's a humane thing.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, you
Why do you
should."
want to kill me? Like,
But
Yeah,
it's
that's a cool line, man.
I know it's a shame that it gets overshadowed by literally saying Your Mama, but like.
That's not. That's Halle
your
Berry
mum
can pull that off.
joking for being-
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
can pull that off. That's like her level of
I know, but it just
she
doesn't
can't
feel
say like,
right.
"Oh, I bought the club" or something. She's
Yeah,
like,
I know,
she has
I know,
to
but
like
still.
have a moment. I think it's okay.
But anyway, so they pop out. Bond is, I assume. I mean, Jinx gets away. I mean, she leaves obviously.
Well, very briefly, yeah.
Yeah. And
Not for long.
Bond's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see Gustav Graves."
Oh,
Like,
this is the
that's weird though. Like, why would after escaping, surely you'd want to like after almost being lethally sliced in half, like, well, most slicing in half are a leaf, and so
Oh,
Like,
most of them.
yeah. So she was like, why would you go back to your room? Like,
yeah.
Man, the
In
bed
the-
must
in
the
the
bed must have
same
been
layer.
so good,
yeah,
like.
she's like, just gotta have 5 minutes.
It's like, yeah, but the room service, man, you should see what the bite-sized snacks they give you,
the finger food.
Maybe she just went back for another power nap, just for like, the final boss
Yeah,
fight.
exactly.
Oh, much.
So then, yeah, I think we have one of the coolest villain confrontations in any Bond film.
Yeah, because
he's in his chair, and then turns
it's like
around.
reverse Blofeld.
Yeah, turns around's like, "Well, you certainly live to die another day." Drops the film title in the coolest way possible, and then it's like, "Oh yeah, it looks like you got me, Bond." And then he like roasts him. He's like, "Yeah, I copied my whole personality of your like scummy persona." And then Miranda Frost turns up and she's pointing the gun at Gustav Graves because Bond thinks they're on the same team. And then he goes, "Oh, did you ever find out who betrayed you?" And he's like, "Only a matter of time." And then she turns the gun on him, and you're like double plot twist for Miranda Frost, and you're like, "What?" And she's wearing this trench coat. She's decided to put it on now.
The only thing, like I
Slaps.
said,
Cute for that. It should make me laugh.
So cool.
the thing is with what that said to Tom as well while we were watching is the fact that like Bond's wearing like the turtleneck, but it seriously looks like a Christmas jumper, and it's not helped in the scenario they're in either. It's just like,
What is it, patterned or something?
yeah, it's like ribbed kind of, like in a very specific way. It looks like something that you would give someone for Christmas.
And
I
like,
don't know. Never
like
know.
after you said that, like that's when she turned and there was like the musical cue and I started laughing.
I don't know. I thought that was so.
Anyway, he escapes in such a great way as well.
And I think doesn't Zhao rock up as well?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I've always missed your sparkling personality. Like,
Yeah.
punch. How's
Yeah,
that a punch?
and then Bond escapes by using that ring thing, and then they drop down from in like the coolest shot ever. They're just falling. Miranda Frost, all of them, and Bond, gets away.
Yeah, and then it's Bond's time to play F-Zero. He goes in there.
But wait, and then they lock up Halle Berry and like.
Oh yeah, in her room.
Which is also a cool little, well, not that cool confrontation, but like she pisses off Zhao and stuff, and then
yeah, she knocks him down as well. Like,
Yeah.
feels bad for
Why
Zhao.
not?
But anyway,
It must hurt though. Like if you have diamonds and someone hits it and like probably makes it go in further.
yeah, exactly, that's gotta hurt.
yeah, still they didn't manage to get over him. Actually, did you count the diamonds both before and after his he came out the count?
Same amount.
The thing-
They would have got them all out in one
because they
go.
would have tried
probably.
to have gotten some of them out.
Nah, they'd have probably done that in one
The
go.
thing was, the thing
probably
was
like one of
is
the
that
final steps.
when he like falls to the ground initially, like it's really hard. To,
He
like,
cracks
see.
open the glass
And
with
then,
his
like,
face.
So I got a freeze frame later where his face is pretty clear to see, and I was like, just one, two,
Oh, cool.
three.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I like how it's 20 as well.
Yeah, it makes
It's
sense.
20th film.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So he speeds off while the Icarus laser, which is meant for environmentalism, goes
Mhm.
after him.
Yep.
which is quite cool just to look at.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would criticize about it is the fact that the shots of Pierce Brosnan in the vehicle, he doesn't really look like he's like that scared, like or that anything behind him is happening. I know, but still, he's not even like being like, oh yeah, we're getting fucking chased. He just,
All right, and he gets out. Okay,
he makes it look more.
I agree.
I
agree that exactly. I agree that the surfing isn't the best display of CG in.
He at least has a creative way to escape. He uses the back of it as a surfboard.
And the parachute. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, okay, that bit was a bit, but it's so cool and satisfying how like Gust of Grave like lasers off just a section of it. It's like that game. There was like a 2D game you could do that with. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, that was like Chisel, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. Something in the mines. Yeah, you can do that.
It's not like Canary as well.
Yeah. That's.
It's not like obviously be like, oh yeah, the CG for the ice is really bad. That's the one that everyone brings up. It's like it's so short. I just don't care, and it's not like.
Oh, by the way, as well, the amount of times you get the Bond theme in this film as well. I forgot that. Like even in the North Korea chases, it's like constantly in this. I think that's great.
Well, you can't really use the main theme in like the.
Well, yeah, true.
But Bond goes right back as well. Right after he nicks someone's snowmobile, he gets back to his car. Someone else's snowmobile crashes him while he's looking at Twitter or whatever on his phone, and then Zhao realizes, oh shit, everyone go after this. There's an invisible car on the loose. Then you get the car chase, which I haven't written notes for, just because you can imagine the whole thing in your head.
This is the best car chase of all time. Just putting it out there.
I mean, this is like...
Is there a cooler car chase than this in cinema history?
This is like a toy manufacturer's dream here.
Yeah. I mean, I literally owned like a scale model of the Aston Martin.
So, a 1-to-1 scale, you know.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, one day.
Complete with all the misses.
But, and when we went to the Bewley Motor Museum, we saw the Jaguar. That was there.
Yeah, that was...
Such a great face-off.
And it's green as well. Like, there's no reason, but why not, man? The two coolest cars. I mean, that green... is it an F-Type Jaguar, I want to say?
I think so.
And...
From what I heard.
but I mean, for that to be like the second coolest car on screen in this fight, and it's laden with gadgets. It's got a Gatling gun on the back.
It's an open-top car as well. Like
it's got a Gatling gun. It's awesome, man. And they're all the gadgets counter each other. Bond's does the
thermal imaging thing just in case.
Yeah, because you never know. And then Bond he fires a missile at him. He fires a missile at him, and then Bond uses the ejector seat to flip his car. Shoots past him, so cool. Oh mate,
is that a License to Kill reference, but like a much cooler one?
Yeah, that was also on the video I saw.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the way he flips over the missile goes under.
Yeah, but much better.
Yeah, I know, but it's cooler in this one, I have to admit. But anyway, I mean, literally, even if
there's mortars, there's like nail bombs, like not nail bombs, but like spikes and stuff. Amazing, man.
Like if you've never watched this film before, and if you've heard that people don't like it or whatever, at least watch this scene. You can't not watch this before you've died as a Bond.
Well, you can't not listen to this podcast without having seen the film as well.
Well, yeah, true, but
that's how you can advertise it to non-believers.
Non-believers. Well, it's like the religion of Die
Another Day. Yes, and obviously. And while all this is happening, Jinx is drowning as well, so that heightens the tension a bit.
She tries her best to get out, just to spark the door.
Yeah, she should have had some gadget, but anyway, it serves a purpose because Bond is being. And then they drive
Grace Jones to just
open how is it they film this for real as well? Like
they actually drowned her,
But I mean, the car chase itself was done like literally on ice in. I want to say Iceland, but I don't think it might have been on location. But or maybe it was in Canada. I'm not sure.
They love filming stuff in Canada.
It was amazing, man.
Like the best place
it was amazing, and then obviously they go into the ice palace, and it's becoming even more like a video game.
Yeah, because it's being melted at the same time.
Yeah,
he's got his objective meter in the top left.
Gustav Graves just decides to melt his own base.
Yeah,
While what did they get away in a
plane?
Yeah, the
I don't know how the plane takes. I don't
know where the plane was parked, but
where did it touch? No, because it's like flying. I don't know how they landed on
Reykjavik ice port, just airport.
Yeah, it's like 10 meters of tarmac. That counts.
Yeah, and then obviously, it kind of comes to a head where Bond sort of pulls up on like the first floor, the second floor, and then
he's like sideways,
and then like. Zhao's Jaguar, for some reason, had these two like spikes come out.
Yeah,
the front.
it's like the Rambulance in Top Gun, you know.
Yeah, and then like Bond's like, okay, there's like a slope there, so he like turns the car invisible, just as he's revving up, and then Zhao doesn't know what's going on, so he shoots off the edge into this like ice pool with a massive like diamond chandelier above it. Bond is like, turns out he like turns on his thing, and then like he's up the slope, so he drives back down with the spike tires, another gadget, and then like he drives around, and then just casually shoots the chandelier, like just
right onto Zhao.
brutal,
Like
man.
the blood in the water as well.
Yeah,
you know,
alright, that
like-
was a bit dodgy, but like
I didn't care.
what a brutal, what a gory death, man! Amazing, what a car chase,
Yeah.
and it's not even over because then he like goes and like rams Jinx's room.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't hit her, but you know.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, and then
She's just like already dead, you know.
and
like,
he like
it's been like half an hour.
he uses the gadget a second time, the ring on his own car. She comes through, and then he saves her by like jumping into a pool. I'm sure he has no idea what the actual temperature was like. He was just really risking his own
Yeah, but
life as well.
surely that like the shock of the difference in temperature would have just
I don't
killed
know.
her instantly, you know.
Maybe. I mean, it looked like near boiling water, but
Is
Yeah.
that probably maybe one of those geysers they have in
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
yeah,
but
true.
aren't those like scalding hot?
They are. So I don't know what is.
I don't know. Well, who knows? Yeah, it might have been like some chemical waste or something. You know, they both end up like Joker and Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I mean,
And that's it,
over.
and then
He
she's
gives
alright.
Gives us CPR, you know, all that.
But that is one hell of a car chase, man. I mean, this film didn't win any awards, obviously, but like that deserves something.
I mean, yeah, as well. And it's also in ice, so, you know, can't complain. James Bond's in a snowy location. And somehow it's already almost the end of the film, because they've got the final boss area. Because, I mean, like Bond goes to like some, like the situation room, ends chilling, then the American guy...
Where exactly is that? It's on the South Korea border, I
Yeah.
imagine, right?
Something like that.
Because
Yeah,
why not?
the general's like, as usual, general's like, oh, we're gonna need to blast him with everything we have, and then like, M's like, yeah, maybe we should use our brains, you know, like obviously, and she's like, oh yeah, we can send Bond in because you don't control him. Then he's like, well, we can't let the British just do it. We've got to send Jinx with him, you know, like need to get some credit.
And
there
they're
too.
like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, so they pop up to the base because they do like the jumps to those like mini planes.
Very cool. I'm not sure again how feasible that is, but it's cool, so why not?
I think their helmets aren't that cool, not as compared to the Halo jumps. Just saying, like.
I don't remember the helmets that well, but I think that's
No,
just
it's
such
like
a cool
2
way to
seconds.
like get on this plane.
The thing that's really idiotic though is like they tried to shoot down Icarus with a missile. Icarus obviously melts it, but it's like, why not just fire multiple missiles?
Yeah.
Like that could solve it easily.
I don't know.
Because it can't turn around.
Yeah,
can it?
well, yeah, I suppose. I don't know.
And anti-satellite missiles have existed forever, but I mean, anyway, doesn't matter because you get to see. I mean, they get inside the plane, you know. Obviously, you got some of the classic cars in the back too, along with a helicopter, and that'll be important for later.
Yeah.
And I mean, a couple of things go down. I mean, Jinx is going to actually fly the plane. You know, like drops him from the ceiling.
And then Bond, he's like,
That's
you know,
the Goldfinger reference. She drops him from the ceiling on someone. You know.
Bond turns up and he's like looking through the window, and
Yeah,
then he
he's
sees like,
is he really wearing that? You know?
yeah, he's got this exoskeleton, right, for no reason.
It looks like something out of Spy Kids. I'm going.
No, it's so cool, man. Like why, like why not, man? And because he even goes, this is still a suitcase, you know, like to the guy, to his lackey, and then the guy assembles it for him, and then Bond shows up. He's looking through the window, and then like, you know, the leaders of like the North Korean military show up, including General Moon, who just shows up out of nowhere, man. And then it's like, yeah.
Well, if you listen to like the Situation Room dialogue, they say like
Yeah, there's been a coup in
the
North
coup
Korea.
against
Ah.
like the
Incumbents.
no, not the incumbents, but
The moderates, kind of.
moderates,
The
yeah, so
moderates
he
of
was,
North Korea, yeah.
Yeah, so that's quite
Wow.
The people
So-
who might push the button and the people who will push the
And
button.
he's
Yeah.
like he's been like arrested or something. So
Yeah, so General Moon's
Very
well, so he's
cool.
basically a fugitive at this point.
well, he must have been captured and put on a plane. I don't know.
So cool. And then he goes, yeah, like, you know, it turns out to be his son. And can I just say, like, how did they do the voices? Because, like, I don't know if Toby Stevens, like, actually learnt some Korean, sorry, but, like, It sounds very convincing. Am I
It's
wrong?
pretty good to be
Very
fair.
good. If that was dubbed, it looks incredible, and if you learnt it, even better.
The thing is that I've heard
Maybe it's the same voice
they
actor.
still
Because
they
even
still
when they
do,
speak
like-
English, it sounds similar.
they still do like dubbing in like loads of modern films.
Mhm.
The thing was is that they know nowadays that because back in like 60s and stuff, most people went to see a Bond film or whatever just once, like in cinema,
Oh yeah.
and so they weren't as like hard working on the dubs because they didn't think because people weren't gonna notice it most likely because they would
Yeah, they'd only watch it
they'd only
once.
watch it once. But now they know that you can get it on DVD, like
Yeah.
stream it. So they,
People watch
they-
the film like
they-
1,000 times, you
they
know.
put like so much more effort into the dubs. So I think that could have been, and
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of somewhat straightforward. They have like I still stand by the fact these actually rival Timothy Dalton's glasses for being the dumbest glasses in Bond. Like, because they're just the design. The design is not bad itself. It's just they're too big. Like they're like
what? They're like
far
computers.
outside.
They're like computer glasses. They're
Yeah,
like
but it still makes them look
VR,
dumb.
like Google, whatever. Like that isn't. You complain about that more than you do all the other glasses that have preceded them.
Yeah, but those are for like 2 seconds. He's like wearing. You see that for like way too.
Doesn't matter. It's part of an exoskeleton. Like
Yeah,
I
but
don't know what you want.
ruins the rest of the
It
exoskeleton.
doesn't. I've never even noticed that. As
Yeah,
a
I know,
problem.
because you'll never notice anything bad about this film.
There isn't anything bad. You're really like reaching here. Anyway, because like okay, so then there's this confrontation
Everyone
between.
else is wrong except me.
No, Colonel and General Moon, they have like their reunion, which doesn't quite go according to plan, so he
shoots
kills his own dad.
in the
Like,
most
wow.
dramatic death.
Yeah, the music. Oh,
You get the bit where like he's slowly sinking.
Yeah.
His
his eyes open. Oh, don't you think that's cool though?
It's like a drum when he opens them.
Yeah, that's so cool, is it not?
So over the top.
Oh, I know,
Man,
but I
you
love
got-
the whole film's over the top,
I know.
right?
I know, but this is like too far.
Nah, the guy kills his own dad, man, like
Yeah,
because
I
he
know,
doesn't
but
want to
it's-
be part of his.
Imagine
dream.
if you remove the slow mo, he just shoots him and that's
Imagine
it has
that,
much more
like
impact.
he's there and he's literally watching the border get erased like that in front of him, and he's like, this is too much. Like he literally unnerves his own like North Korean military leader.
It's funny
father,
though,
man.
because like
unreal.
because he's like, oh well, what they're gonna send nukes, and then he's like, well, we can literally just shoot. them
Yeah,
out the sky.
swap them from the sky. Oh,
The thing is, that at
amazing,
that
man.
point, I don't know why General Moon isn't just like, oh, actually, you know, all right, then we got no problem.
Yeah, why doesn't he just go?
Right.
Fine, I'm not part of this, but I'll just have a seat and cup of tea,
Yeah,
and wait for all this
Yeah,
to blow
he could
over.
have, like, said, he could if it went all wrong, which eventually it does. He could have gone back into the hide of the plane and said, "Yeah, they've been holding
This
me
isn't happening.
captive."
This isn't happening.
They
This
could
isn't
have
happening.
like, oh, they've been holding me captive here or whatever.
Yeah,
And
man.
It's kind of true.
And you never know. Maybe it would have gone right if he had played along, because then there's one extra guy to take down Bond.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he'd be. Very
But I think he's
fine.
more torn by the fact like he doesn't recognise his own son, which
Yeah,
is
true.
quite.
That'd be, yeah. That's
Again,
like,
fucks
that's
up,
like
man.
that's nothing like you've got like you've got coming out, then you've got this like I've changed race. I'm not actually dead. Also, I'm like basically starting World War III.
Yeah, yeah.
and I will win.
I've been busy while I've been away.
Yeah,
I've been like,
yeah, I've been working on myself in these last.
Oh, so what you been
12
up to?
months.
Oh, you're winning, son.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
basically walks in and says that.
Yeah, and it's just like erasing the world. Man.
yeah, like yes, I am.
I just I mean,
Meanwhile, Jinx playing the plane and gets like surprised jumped basically by Rosamund Pike,
yeah,
who's
literally
like
gets jumped with a shiv.
like and it kind of begins this sort of cat fight, which is just like
it's not right sword fight. I think it's okay.
it's like just like way hotter than it needs to be, though. That's kind of I don't really know how to
It's
put
like
it.
outfit.
Yeah, it's like
so
no,
inappropriate.
there's no reason why
Yeah,
she should be
there's
wearing
no
that.
reason for that costume design, but no one's complaining, right? We're like, wow, And then Bond versus Gustav, because like
You
shit
get,
goes
like,
down,
back
doesn't
and
it?
forth,
Like, so, because Bond goes to shoot Gustav Graves, and then like someone knocks his hand, so it shoots the window,
Yeah,
and then this fight goes down. Everyone gets sucked through the windows except Graves and
except
Bond.
the people who need to be on camera.
Yeah, and then they have this
Including that lackey who looks like Jimmy Savile flew out the window
yeah,
backwards.
but they have like this boss fight in like a plane
That
which
is
is
the
going
most-
through like a laser above North Korea, yeah. with like one of them's wearing an exoskeleton, the other one's James Bond, and then meanwhile you have like a parallel fight in the like this. It's amazing. How's this not the best? Like not the best Bond film, but like it's good, man. It's like amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Bond like Graves like grabs him and he's like like electrocuting him like
which could have
and we get Bond's Pierce Brosnan's pain face like returns. Yeah, and then Bond does like like I don't know. It's so cool because Bond's like knackered
for the both of us.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah,
and
I think of that line way too often.
Yeah, and then Graves like gets ready to, and he gives Bond this line. He's like, "See, Mr. Bond, you can't kill my dreams, but my dreams can kill you."
But what I don't get is he holds them there for like 10 seconds until Bond thinks,
yeah, what's he planning?
"Oh yeah, there's a parachute call. I need to pull that."
Yeah.
Time to face destiny. Are you gonna pull it? Oh yeah, and that fencing game.
Oh yeah, by the way, where did you leave those times? I might need some cash after this.
Nah, it was cool, man. And then he's like, "Yeah, time to face gravity." Bang, pulls him out.
That's a pretty bad like one-liner though.
Okay, but this is a film. This is with very high standards for
one-liners. Even Time to Face Destiny is not that good.
Yeah, but this is a film packed with amazing quotes, so you can't. It's like the competition is high, but then he doesn't get sucked into the engine plane straight away. He gets like. He's like clinging onto the edge, yeah, and he's like gripping on for dear life.
But why does he have a button that will shock himself? It's like just idiotic.
I think because he's like metal conductor, right, and he's holding on to. I mean,
surely you would build something against that.
No, I don't know. I don't care.
If he's holding a gun,
it's so cool because he's still holding on, and he's like, "You can't anymore," and then gets sucked into the like plane engine, like a pelican, man. It's amazing.
Seems like a really idiotic design choice.
No, okay, yeah, but why not, man? It's so cool, man. I mean, he gets sucked into the plane engine.
That is cool, to be fair.
Exactly. That's all I wanted to hear.
I mean,
you can just say that to everything I have to say about this film, and I'll be happy.
It's literally like we're sitting and like I don't know. Anyway. I mean, also, we get Sun Tzu strikes again with the Art of War, because they referenced it earlier, and then she like stabs him.
That's cool.
No, but
cool.
The funniest part of that is the fact that, like, Bond walks in, and he's like, oh shit, Jinx didn't die. He's like, oh, because, he's like thinking...
She's a better lay,
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, that's just on his face. It's so
yeah. And then she can tell that. She's like, oh, well, I'm still here. Sorry, that's disappointing for you. Yeah. But mate,
we're gonna go down.
But but just to go back to that fight, because we do need to talk about their fight as well a little bit, because like it's really cool. The bit where Halle Berry has like two swords like this, and then like Miranda's got a big one, and then they're like having this cool fight, and she's got the little swords like.
The thing that's
just so cool.
Just like deflect them with the big sword.
Well, yeah.
The thing that's stupid is like
so cool
because she's like holding both her swords like a normal person, and then like she like reverses the.
Nah, that's cool.
That's just cool. It doesn't make sense.
I know, but it's just cool. It looks cool when she's doing it.
Miranda like waits for her to get ready as well.
Yeah, true.
And I don't know.
The dialogue's a bit. I can read your every move, but then the payoff is like read this. Bitch, and then like bang, that's a cool like send off, man. I don't care, like
but then
I'll die on this hill. I will die on the Die Another Day hill.
We get a great homage to Living Daylights where they fuck off out the back in a questionable vehicle, and
you mean a helicopter?
Yeah, but like
this is unfortunately this isn't even the most extreme thing Bond does in a helicopter.
Yeah,
but so far it probably is. So far, it probably is.
Because like, if that went out the back, you'd probably just immediately flip upside down, and you can fly it.
Is this physically possible?
Well, if you send us loads of money, we'll buy a helicopter.
I will do it.
We'll buy a plane.
I will do it. I'll learn how to be a helicopter pilot, and then to the level Bond might be.
Then your skills will go out the window along with the rest of your life.
I'll crash a plane, and then fly out on a helicopter, and if it doesn't work, I'll have a parachute.
Subscribe to Patreon to find out where we
go fund me.
If we get to 1 million subs, we will erase the North Korean border. That's a promise.
Yes.
Anyway,
no.
Now the thing is, so I mean, they get out in the helicopter. Big surprise they don't.
Oh yeah, but what about the shot where it's like the rice farmers there, man, and there's like a Lamborghini, just buried. Oh, so good, man. Such a great shot. Like that's not even necessary, but it's just there. Like why not, man?
Nah, but the problem is the end. Like that's fine. It could have literally ended there.
Yeah.
But they have. Yeah. For starters, they've literally put down VR Part 2 along with the slur. Anyway.
I don't know. This is kind of like. this should have been a deleted scene, but
Yeah, seriously.
I kind of appreciated it.
No.
Because it's like Moneypenny's fantasy. Every Moneypenny's
I've been
fantasy.
hating him for like the last 3 films.
But you could.
Yeah, but that's what makes it even more like,
But
oh.
none of the Moneypennies would have been good at doing this. Not even. I mean, Samantha.
Well, I agree.
But it's
I
just
agree.
Idiotic.
That's true. But it was still like, oh wow, she's finally getting what she wants, and then it's like a fake out. And Q finds her as well. It's quite funny.
You know, it could have been a lot less graphic. I'll put it that way. Like.
I don't know. It's funny. She grabs this tiny, like, throws her shit off the desk. It's probably literally her dream. I mean, let's have it right. If we go like by what we've seen from Moneypenny across 20 films,
yeah, not the 3.
she is probably sat there like daydreaming. Well, okay, not Samantha Bond, but she is probably spends a lot of time thinking, oh, I wish, when's my turn? You know, and then like.
When's my turn?
Yeah, I know. It's like, you know, but that is her character, unfortunately, for what it's worth. And then, like, you get to see her play out her fantasy, basically.
I didn't want to see that at any point.
Yeah, because it could have been a deleted scene, but
anyway,
whatever.
you also get so much. Also, should have been a deleted scene where they're having.
Yeah, this is even
they're
worse.
they're in a hut. You have 500,000 sexual innuendos before it's like, we're playing around with diamonds. Isn't this really
in my
funny?
belly button. Yeah, like, okay.
This is somehow.
I've heard that's a reference to Man the Golden Gun, where he like gets the bullet out of her belly button.
This is
I'll buy
somehow. I literally wrote
It's
here.
cringe, though.
It's somehow worse than the previous films. Like,
Did you write that in all
dialogue at the
caps?
end. Yeah. How is the dialogue at the end even worse? This.
Show that to the camera. Like, that's worth seeing.
It might be flipped, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, that's worse than what ending? Diamonds Are Forever.
No, the previous one. Where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Christmas only,
Turkey, whatever.
No, that was good. I like that.
yeah,
one.
or Christmas only comes
That's funny.
once a year, whatever, and it's just like.
Okay, yeah, alright.
that's funny.
Those
That's-
last 2 scenes could have been better, but
No, but this is like.
don't let that distract you from the keynote masterpiece that is Die Another Day.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's Pierce Brosnan, who got dropped after this, unfortunately. But
Nah, he had a good run. Well, hit and miss.
moving on to the rankings.
Yes! I was so prepared for that.
Of course. I mean,
Okay, Bond actor. Number 1, Sean Connery. Number 2, Timothy Dalton. Number 3, Roger Moore. Number 4, Pierce Brosnan. And number 5, George Lazenby. Staying the same?
this is not changing.
Okay. Bond girl. So Jinx is going up against...
Can we just have like our final thoughts on Pierce Brosnan for this, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Because I would say out of all of the Bonds, he probably has the most consistent acting over all of them. And
Yeah, okay.
He was
yeah.
That's
very
basically
different in Goldeneye.
He
than
doesn't
he
have-
was to the other 3.
Yeah.
he wasn't very different, I would say. He's
Well,
pretty similar,
I agree. I mean, that's the most difference he gets
but
because of the writing.
They're all effectively the same, to
And
be
the
fair.
directors.
True. Yeah, he didn't like, he wasn't blessed with like the benefit of much continuity, to be fair.
Well, none of them really did, to be fair.
Well, yeah. Sean Connery and Roger Moore had like the same crew around them the entire 7 films.
Oh, I thought you meant as in like film continuity.
Yeah.
I mean, like
No, I mean like
the
just
crew
in
and
general,
everything.
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Because
didn't-
Pierce Brosnan had still a lot of
he had
experimental
like
stuff.
4
with Bond.
different directors, I swear. Like,
Yeah, Bond. I mean, Pierce Brosnan was at this point, but for sure the most experimental Bond. Really,
Yeah.
he had to do so many new things, and he did them largely well.
yeah.
He's not surrounded by always the greatest actors or actresses, or
But he does the best
you know,
he
or
can.
lines or anything like, and you know, CG, whatever you
I mean,
want to throw
the-
it in,
the worst-
music. There are a lot of things not going his way, but he did pretty well, all things considered.
I think.
And he's not a bad Bond; he's a good Bond, and he looks like a great Bond.
I mean,
I've
they're all
never
good
been able
Bonds.
to get it out
Yeah.
of my mind when,
Yeah.
like, our mum once said, yeah, when I'm watching his film, it's like watching a parody or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
this is the thing as well, because like
She also likes the bit where he has a shave. He shaves his beard off, and she's like,
Yeah, I
he
mean-
does look amazing there. to
yeah,
be
true.
fair.
I mean, I mean as well. Like I've said before in prior ones, but unless you haven't heard already, the fact that every Brosnan film, apart from GoldenEye, every year another Austin Powers film got released at the same time.
So he's even battling that,
exactly,
you know.
which are all parodies of like Sean Connery's
I
films.
feel
anyway,
like
so-
Exactly.
this makes me feel a bit bad for Timothy Dalton though, because when he got the part, the public was expecting it to be given to Pierce Brosnan,
Yeah,
and
so
they
just
were
hated on him.
complaining all the time about Timothy Dalton. Then he finally left, and then like Pierce Brosnan comes along, and it's like, not for me. It's that. And
I think
lots of
because they got
people's
6 films
opinions.
between them, it'd have been nice if they got 3 each.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't have minded seeing another Pierce Brosnan Bond film. He didn't look. He's probably the only Bond.
he
well,
didn't age bad.
Yeah, didn't. Yeah, exactly. He still
Well,
looked
neither
like he
Dalton's
might have had
to be fair.
another one in it, but he had a pretty. okay send off,
I don't. Yeah.
largely speaking. But
Anyway.
Pierce Brosnan, I think I've said everything I want to say about him in these four
Yeah,
films.
I
I
think
like him. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, like we've always said with Bond rankings, you can order them in whatever order you want, and it's not really, it's fine to be honest.
Unless you put Timothy Dalton first.
Spectre at number 1.
Bond girl. So Jinx. Oh, I just want to clarify. Where is Miranda Frost going to go?
Villain, I don't know.
But she's not. She's
She
not. That,
goes in the
Zhao is
villains.
no Zhao is the
Henchman.
Zhao is the henchman in this.
Yeah.
And also Bond does better. So
Well,
Yeah.
we had like entourages of henchmen.
So we're going to put her as a Bond girl
she's like
with
an honor,
Jinx.
she's like an honorary Bond girl, I think. So we just put both of them on the Bond girl list.
All right. So Jinx and Miranda Frost are going up against number 1 Tracy, number 2 Natalia, number 3 Cara, number 4 Triple X, number 5 Paris Carver, number 6 Wei Lin, number 7 Domino, number 8 Holly Goodhead, number 9 Honey Rider, number 10 Miss Anders, number 11 Octopussy, number 12 Melina, number 13 Tatiana, number 14 Pam and Lupe, number 15 Aki and the Wife, number 16 Pussy Galore, number 17 Tiffany Case, number 18 Stacey Sutton, number 19 Solitaire, number 20 Goodnight, number 21 Christmas Jones, number 22 BB.
This feels like I'm on Storage Hunters, man.
Where are we going to put Jinx and Miranda
Alright, look,
Frost?
Miranda Frost goes below Wei Lin, and Jinx goes below Pam.
We're putting them together though, aren't we?
Yeah, I thought we'd put them together.
I
They're
think-
kind of similar level.
We never did that in. With,
Yeah,
That's
we
what we
did.
did with License to Kill's Bond,
Yeah.
didn't we?
And
I think
you only twice.
I think Rosamund Pike is significantly better in this than Jinx. She doesn't get handed like 50
I don't think there's
lines.
much in it, do you?
Hers, I mean,
They-
Sky,
they're
she's got
given
the
very
fencing,
different
you know.
characters. I think they go around maybe above or below Holly Goodhead, maybe. To get.
I seriously-
Yeah,
I-
I know.
I-
I'd put them below Wei Lin
I
and
would,
above Domino.
I would seriously
no, you
consider.
can't put them. Like
No.
you can't.
These two have to be
Halle
separate.
Berry gets like your mum.
All right,
votes,
fine.
you get,
In
like-
that case, I'll push for Miranda Frost to go. All right, yeah, below Wei Lin. I agree
She
with
should
that.
go below Wei Lin. Like Jinx has to go below Pam at least.
Below.
Who's around? that?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, 14 Tatiana,
I can't
15
believe
Pam
that was-
and Lupe, number 16 Aki and the Wife. Yeah, that's probably is about right.
Even
for
a
me.
Yeah,
consideration.
Lee and Jinx has some funny moments. And
Jinx has some
Pam
cool
doesn't
moments
really.
and stuff.
She has
man.
some like pretty
Yeah, some bad ones as
too.
well.
yeah.
Like actually quite a few. I mean,
All right, fine. Fuck it.
I mean Jinx is probably the worst part of this film.
I'm gonna keep
That's
my
not-
powder dry.
Yeah.
Villain
This is going to be quite interesting.
Gustav Graves, aka Colonel Moon, versus
Milk Toast Max Zorin, basically.
Yeah, they've somehow like whitewashed Max.
number 1 Max Zorin, number 2 Donald Pleasance Blofeld, number 3 Goldfinger, number 4 Telly Savalas Blofeld, number 5 006, number 6 Fran Sanchez, number 7 Hugo Drax, number 8 Elliot Carver, number 9 Scaramanga, number 10 Kamal Khan and Orlov, number 11 Dr. Kananga, number 12 Dr. No, number 13 Rosa Klebb, 14 Electra King and Renard, 15 General Hummel, 16 Largo, 17 Stromberg, 18 Koskov and Whitaker, 19 Christatos, 20 Largo and Blofeld from Never Say Never Again, and Blofeld Charles Gray, 21.
You know what?
He's such a punchline, man. Where are we going to put Gustav Graves?
Above Elliot Carver.
I think he goes. Wait, what? Who's around Elliot Carver?
Oh, he's 8th, below Hugo Drax. He goes above
I think-
Sanchez as well, and
No, not
006.
Sanchez.
Yeah, he's like top 5, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's a poor rip-off of Max.
No, he's
He's not as.
He's a
really
pale
good.
imitation. He
I
doesn't.
don't-
He
What
doesn't.
about his lines? What about
Mate.
all of his stuff? He's North Korean,
He
man.
has to apologise to the fencing club, man.
Big deal. Big
He
deal.
doesn't own the club.
Big deal.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put him above Goldfinger. I think he belongs. Maybe.
This is why
well,
Tom and I have to be here to restrain you, man.
so where would you two put him?
I said I
what,
put him above,
20th?
above Elliot Carver,
Yeah.
which is
well,
a far more
006
generous than
is still
anyone
above
would give
Elliot
him.
Carver.
I'd put
Yeah,
him
as well.
probably below Fran Sanchez. If that's
Even better than Hugo Drax.
the thing.
Yeah. Come on.
Hugo
These
Drax.
are all good villains. I'm not saying any of these are bad.
Graves is a bit more active.
Graves is sick. He gets 3 fights with Bond. 3.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So what about 006?
No,
No.
So below 006.
below Fran Sanchez.
Nah, Francis is just a
He's
drug
below,
dealer,
he's
man.
below France.
He's just a drug dealer.
He's
He's
so
not-
he's
he
so
gets-
intimidating though.
And
So what? So
he
Scarface.
has to be for that film. Like this film,
Man,
can
he
get
gets
away with
set
so
on
much.
fire. Like,
Yeah.
that's such a great death.
Toby Bell. Firstly,
It's not Tobin Bell.
I mean,
Freudian slip.
Toby Stevens gets sent over the edge. He dies twice in this film. He gets sent over
What's
the
that?
edge of this like North Korean hovercraft. Yeah,
Yes.
and then secondly, gets sucked into a plane jet. I agree.
That's
Fran Sanchez.
that's embarrassing because of his idiotic suit.
He has an exoskeleton.
And he waits
He
for
has
it as
a
well.
He
plane.
has ridiculous.
He's got your
glasses,
F-Zero
man.
thing. He's
That's
got a space mirror, right? A space
So
mirror.
does Charles
He's got
Blofeld.
he's got a disposable ice palace. Okay, he's got Zhao as his henchman. He's got Andrew Tate's car collection.
Because
right?
Stromberg has jaws. in
He's
it,
got
actually.
He's North Korean by nationality. His plan is like I don't know, educate. I mean, what more can he kills his own dad?
Yeah,
And you want to compare
don't
him?
remind me of
You
that
want to compare him
scene.
with Fran Sanchez, like
He's
a
like
cokehead.
He's not a cokehead because you don't get half your own supply.
Yeah.
Dario
The
does.
dealer never.
I've listed
He's like
how can you not be convinced?
He's like if you had a.
I thought maybe I'd have to fight over Max Zorin.
He's like
but
if
this
you
is-
had like Tuca if he was sane, you know.
That's Fran Sanchez.
Yeah,
That's not an advert for him,
that is. Tuca's a
and that
great
doesn't
villain.
make him better than everything I just listed about Gustav Graves.
It does. I think Tom agrees with me on this.
thing is with Francis Sanchez, he like has lots of he has lots of good lines as well.
He's
like
just-
Lord
he's a
of
lot
the
more-
Well, what
tones
about
down.
Zhao versus his little lackey? You don't like him, do you?
Yeah,
'cause
he doesn't
he's
like Dario, but that's
the
that's
thing
the
is, you can't
henchman
really, you can't
rankings.
bring up the henchman because Stromberg has jaws, and that doesn't.
Well, yeah,
elevate
true.
him,
Exactly.
does it?
Yeah, and also it's complete. You're comparing two completely tonally different films, like
Yeah.
completely the opposite in terms
Exactly.
of tone. So
You're comparing.
it's natural
Oh, I
that
dunno, man.
that Fran Sanchez won't be so like over the top kind of.
Like I would have really put him way higher if it was like an original performance like this, but. The thing is, he had Max Zorn's.
What cool lines
And he
does Fran
did it-
Sanchez have? Oh, launder my money.
Launder
Big
it.
deal, man.
That's
like,
right. That's right after literally like
I
exploding
don't care.
a guy, man.
Like Gustav Graves sleeps for 1 hour a day.
yeah, but that's
Doesn't
not,
even really sleep.
that's against his like will.
23 hours a day.
I bet he would love to have a good
He
kid.
considers sleeping a waste of time. While, like,
That's a
Fran Sanchez
That's-
sleeps in his like bed with all his pillows for
With all his-
9.5
with all his
hours a
women
day.
too, you know.
He's got a better crib than. I'd rather stay in like.
Yeah, he's got a
Sanchez's
way
place
better
than,
house.
like-
Yeah, because like,
He owns the casino, man. He owns
what
the
about
bank.
what about Colonel Moon's introduction? He beats up his own hacker therapist. Come on, man.
Man,
What
he
does
ki-
Fran Sanchez do?
He kills the
Oh,
guy.
he's got a shark. So does Stromberg.
Yeah, but he literally kills the guy who's like got his goal, and he's gone through like many of them too.
So he's not
He gets-
he's not even a Sigma.
He gets out of
He's
prison.
not even a Sigma man.
He doesn't even care. He
he does because he gets himself kitchen.
But he gets right out
Yeah.
by bribing the guy, man. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
2
but he
million.
still got himself in hot water over women.
He says
Sorry?
like your escape. Your
He goes back just to punish them.
He whips her with like some tentacle dildo, man.
It's not tentacle, man. It's a stingray.
Not
Still stupid.
whatever.
Nah.
Tentacle to get like.
Yeah,
stuck.
racial surgery.
You're
Man. That's
putting-
not stupid.
You're against that, are you now?
Yeah.
Are you like not
Raci-
saying?
Racial surgery is not a thing, and it should not be a thing. I'm putting that as my stance. I don't know if you disagree, but
What? So if I like Gustav Graves, I'm a racist?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man.
well, yeah. The
Well, why don't you try and
court's
sell me
opinions
Fran
against it.
Sanchez?
Well, I don't have to. Tom agrees with me.
Well, that's a bit. Whatever.
Well,
Well, I've already put it out. Look, this is
this
literally
is a
based.
travesty of
This
justice,
is
man.
based off of preference, anyway. And it's not. He's literally.
It's not. I've listed like you can't counter. You can't even begin.
He's
You're just like,
literally-
oh, it's a different film. Yeah, of
he's
course, it's a
literally-
worse film.
He's literally in the top 10 or like villains. You know, like stop complaining. Like most people would probably put him at the bottom for no good reason. I'm just thinking about him parachuting in and like coughing from the smoke.
What about his intro? Is like, to the tune of
London's cool.
London Calling. When does Fran Sanchez go? He parachutes
He's
out.
fucking
what a
Colombian,
night to
man.
become a day. Yeah, he's like some. Like I said, like he probably at some point in his life was a what do you call it? A drug mule, man, like hiding bags of cocaine up his arsehole. That's your idol, yeah. That's who you want to put above Gustav Graves. GG is literally his like pseudonym.
Okay. Does he? Okay.
Pathetic.
Does he own a
Fine,
casino? Does
fine.
he own a
The
bank?
listeners can make
Does
up their
he
own
own
minds.
a country?
I'm on the
basically?
right side of history here. So
You're only
fine, whatever.
president
He's going
for
seventh.
Mate, he owns a casino.
Henchman.
He
Zhao
owns,
is going. Yes. So what?
He owns a
Andrew
country.
Tate owns
He
casinos.
literally owns a country, basically.
Andrew Tate. Frank Sanchez is basically Andrew Tate.
No, he isn't. He's like completely different.
Henchman. Zhao is going up against 1. Jaws, 2. Oddjob, 3. Red Grunt, 4. Necros, 5. Mayday, 6. Boris Zenya and Arumov, 7. Gobbida and the Twins, 8. T. He and Co, 9. Bunce, 10. Dario, 11. Loke and Eric, 12. Wint and Kid, 13. Stamper, 14. Knick-Knack, 15. Fiona, 16. Hands.
Mr. Kill.
Yeah.
Honorary
Zhao.
Mr. Kill.
Where does Zhao go? Actually, he's pretty good, but he's not quite.
I mean,
Maybe below Red Grant, above Necros.
below Necros.
Well, he's got a Jaguar, man.
Who's below?
A green
Necros?
Jaguar.
Necros,
Mayday.
Necros is a milk float.
Necros is pretty cool.
I think
He has his
yeah.
own theme. Fucking like
I
you know.
think maybe below Necros. Necros. I think there's a big dot line. Even
Necros is really cool. I can't take that away from him, sure. Zhao 5th.
He's like the only good.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. He is the
Car / vehicle. Aston Martin V12 Vanquish, aka The Vanish, is up against number 1, Aston Martin DB5.
I think we're putting it number 3 at least.
What's number 2?
It's just winding me up now.
It's the
Number 2 is the Aston
the
Martin
other
V8
Aston-
Vantage. It's not going
I
below
do
that.
love the V8 Vantage.
It's a
Same.
conversation of what goes number 1 now.
Don't know. I mean, we're talking about gadgets.
I did put my opinion on record and say the Vantage is my favourite Aston Martin.
I mean, if I could have had any of them, I would take that one.
Is this like a pre-scripted conversation you have to like
No,
wind
but
me up?
No, we actually haven't. I mean, like we both.
You would
know
put the
what we like.
Vantage from
Well,
the
I'd
Living
be-
Daylights above this.
I'd be a hypocrite if I was like, yeah.
All right, fine.
After
Like I don't. Fine, it's going 3rd then.
Oh, we'll go, what's below that as well? You know.
Whatever. I'm on the right side of it. I put it 1st for the record, so
Above the DB5 even. Damn.
yeah. No DB5 gets seen as cool as that. M. Dane Judi Dench number 1, 2 Bernard Lee, 3 Robert Brown. Q. Number 1 Desmond Llewellyn, number 2 John Cleese. Moneypenny number 1 Lois Maxwell, 2 Caroline Bliss, 3 Samantha Bond.
Yeah, should go 5th for that.
Ally, we don't really have an ally, do we? I don't think. I think
I thought Miranda Frost is his ally.
let's put Charles on here because we're doing quite well for time. Charles deserves a little slot. I like Charles,
Yeah.
man.
He's like the cool Tanner, you know.
Yeah. So number 1 Draco and Campbell, number 2 Tiger, number 3 VJ, number 4 Valentin Sikovsky,
Keep counting.
number 5 Quarrel and Lighter, number 6 Q and Sharky, number 7 Colombo, number 8 Quarrel Jr., Lighter and Strutter, number 9 Karen Bay, number 10 Saunders and Pushkin, number 11 Sokodri Tibbet, number 12 Lighter from Never Say Never Again and Rowan Atkinson, number 13 Jack Wade, number 14 General Goggle, number 15 Lighter and Goldfinger, number 16 Lighter and Thunderbolt, number 17 Hip, number 18 Lighter and Diamonds Are Forever.
I think
Charles.
above or below Godfrey Tibbet.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
below him because
Okay.
you remember Tibbet. And you don't.
Yeah, Tibbet had like
Charles.
unjustly killed, man.
Alright, gadget. Oh, we got some good gadgets. Which one are we going to pick? The ring?
Yeah, probably. I mean, what else do you have?
Exoskeleton?
I thought there was something else.
Bond doesn't
Bond
even use it.
Yes, he
that.
does.
Does he?
He pushes a button, which
Yeah, but
it,
he's
it's
also-
That's
so,
still operating, isn't
it's
it?
so idiotic though. Like, it
All right, fine,
shocks
fine,
the
fine.
user.
Number 1, the dart gun. Number 2, the Live and Let Die Rolex. Number 3, the attaché case. Number 4, sniper rifle. Number 5, keyring. Number 6, cigarette. Number 7, exploding pen. Number 8, bullet saw. Oh yeah. Number 9, acid pen. Number 10, Oddjob's hat. Number 11, the camera ring. Number 12, the rebreather, which reappears in Die Another Day. Number 13, the Wolf PPK. Number 14, the mousetrap. Where's this ring going?
Above the other ring,
Yeah,
the
I
ring
think so
camera.
as well.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay.
You want Oddjob's hat to
Glass
start going
ring.
back up
No, I didn't say that.
at some point. That's why you do.
Theme song. Madonna's Die Another Day is going up against.
Can you read the bottom 5?
No, I don't really think it was bottom 5. Anyway, number 1, On Her
Bottom
Majesty's
10.
Secret Service. Number 2, A View to Kill. Number 3, the James Bond theme. Number 4, Live and Let Die. Number 5, License to Kill. Number 6, Living Daylights. Number 7, Goldfinger. Number 8, You Only Live Twice. Number 9, GoldenEye. Number 10, Tomorrow Never Dies. Number 11, The Man with the Golden Gun. Number 12, For Your Eyes Only. Number 13, Never Say Never Again. 14, Thunderball. 15, Nobody Does It Better. 16, Moonraker. 17, Diamonds Are Forever. 18, From Russia with Love. 19, The World's Not Enough. 20, All Time High. I'd put it...
Below The World's Not Enough.
I'd listen.
What?
I don't know.
I'd put it...
I'd rather listen to All Time High.
Damn.
This
Well,
is like
alright.
actual-
Well, for the record, I would put it
Number 1.
above Thunderball.
Wow.
It's like
These
it's,
all
it's
suck,
one of the
man.
first things I think of when if something.
It's a very specific song, but I do like it.
Trash or something. I just remember.
Like, it's like disappointing because there's something good in it, but it's never allowed out.
So what, you want to put it
No.
20th?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Opening. Yeah. In North Korea, right? I'm going all in now. Number 1, The Spy Love Me.
Keep reading.
This should go number 1.
What are the others? I just want to know.
Alright. Goldfinger, number 2. 3 Octopussy, 4 Moonraker. Do you want me to keep going? 5 GoldenEye. This has to go number 1. Bond in North Korea. I mean, is that not enough? Yeah. I mean, The Spy Love Me is currently first. This is like a different level, man.
You know, I'll go with you on
I
that.
think it should. Don't you think, Tom?
Yeah.
It's fucking
I'd sooner
epic,
watch
man.
That than the flipping
It's like its own mini movie, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
It's awesome. Alright, good. I'm happy now.
Like, release
Or actually, having said
Wait
that,
till it comes to ranking the film.
Sigma moment. Alright, we've got
You only got one shot of life.
why waste it on sleep?
Plenty of time.
Let me just read the
Yes.
top 3 then. Goldfinger, I Own the Club. Number 1. 2, yeah, convenient coincidence, or basically anything Max Zorin says and does.
Yeah.
And 3, the backgammon scene from Octopussy.
Probably third then.
I'd put it second.
Max Zorin says that because he can kill all of his
Ghost of
workers
Grace
and
is
his
just a
girlfriend at
rip-off
the
of
same
Max
time.
Zorin, more or less.
It's not.
No,
yeah,
he's
but
not.
he
I mean, he
is,
is, but he's different.
He's
He's
not
more
as good.
badass.
He's not,
Oh,
he's
no,
not
I don't
different
know.
enough, in my opinion.
Man,
But we're not ranking Zorin against Gustav Graves. We're ranking the specific Sigma male quality that he's displaying here, which he does multiple occasions. He makes a point of saying how little regard he has for physical and mental
Yeah, but
well-being.
that's kind of a cope though, because he can't sleep. It's not like
Yeah.
he shows to.
and think about this.
That's
think,
true, but
Think about this.
that's why
too.
I'm saying he goes second.
No, I'm saying he goes third because Zorin is literally like
He has a blimp, to be fair.
He has two plans here. He wants to kill Mayday at some point and the workers, but then he realizes, oh, I can kill all of them at the same time. I'm so happy. Just guns.
Then why didn't you nominate
Everyone
that as
down.
your quote?
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, a convenient coincidence. Well,
I literally did nominate that.
that is pretty good.
That's
But
very-
is it Sigma?
Yes.
I mean, it is Sigma. But
Yes, you're literally
But
killing
so is
everyone.
like having
doesn't care
putting
about women
zero
either.
value by actual sleep. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Again,
How
to
a
point
Sigma
out,
sleeps.
it
Think
is-
about that.
It
It's
is
like
a
the most
cope, though.
opportunistic thing ever. It's like, yeah. I
To
can-
be fair,
all
what I
these,
will
like,
say,
pills I don't
other than
fit
that,
into
he
is-
doesn't really do that many Sigma things.
Yeah.
So
Again, he doesn't own the club. I'll always
Zorin-
be very to mind. Also, by
what
the
else
way,
does Zorin do though? Apart
He
from
says,
that,
like,
Sigma.
Doesn't he say? He says something else. Like, oh yeah.
Well,
that
I'll
means
tell you
I
what-
have to be dead.
I'll tell you what he doesn't do. He doesn't let himself get electrocuted by his own suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Well,
He also doesn't get the
He
chance.
laughs himself to it. He has better death.
He also doesn't get a chance to behead Bond.
So fine, third.
Taliban style.
Well, sleep. I'll just put to remind me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then finally the film. Number 1, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Number 2, Goldfinger. Number 3, Octopussy. Number 4, License to Kill. Number 5, Moonraker. Number 6, The Living Daylights. Number 7, The Spy Love Me. Number 8, You Only Live Twice. Number 9, GoldenEye. Number 10, Tomorrow Never Dies. Number 11, A View to a Kill. Number 12, The Man with the Golden Gun. Number 13, Live and Let Die. Number 14, Doctor No. Number 15, For Us with Love. Number 16, The Rock. Number 17, The World Is Not Enough. 18, Thunderball. 19, Never Say Never Again. 20, For Your Eyes Only. 21, Diamonds Are Forever. 22, Casino Royale.
What's below You and Live Twice again?
I like that you didn't.
GoldenEye.
Oof, stiff competition.
Oh, boy, God.
It's tough. I
Let's
mean, you
go
might
with
think I'm
GoldenEye.
really deluded and I want to put it first. I'm not. I'm like very open to.
I'm
I
glad
mean,
you didn't like
as long as it's
Finally.
in like the top 10, I'm kind of happy with that.
I-
Because it's everyone else's list, it will be near the bottom. But I do consider this to be better than, for example, License to Kill. Like, I know but I do honestly think that. Although I wouldn't put it fourth. Sorry.
I think the greatest strength of it is the fact that it's so watchable.
Exactly.
Like, it's so easy to watch. It feels like you've watched something for an hour. Like,
even this recording, I thought this could go on forever, but actually it hasn't. It's pretty straightforward. It just goes from A to B to C, but the A to B to C is North Korea and Cuba and Iceland, and then back to North Korea.
My main issue, it's not my main issue, but like, is it above or below GoldenEye?
It's definitely below, because like the thing is, I think you've given it too much of a free pass for all those slowed down, sped up bits. Like,
that's not
the
super
bad. It is like for me.
It's not like GoldenEye's a perfect film either.
It's so brief. That's the thing.
But there's so many of them.
So what's above GoldenEye?
Man, GoldenEye has like a bit where Xenia's fucking Bond for like 10 minutes.
One of my questions might have been like, how many sped up, slow down periods were there in this film?
Yeah, but then you lost count.
Henry, I think I prefer this to You Only Live Twice, to be honest. Die Another Day, I think, is just better.
I'm pulling it back from that.
Where's A View to a Kill? Because for me, it's similar to that.
It's 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean when you say that.
It's
alright.
better than A View to a Kill, probably.
Well, then 9th is GoldenEye, and 10th is Tomorrow Never Dies, and 8th is You Only Live Twice. So I do want it to go as high as possible, but
Yeah, we know.
These are like the guilty pleasure ones, like.
I'm sorry, Octopussy 3rd, 4th License to Kill. So you two have had your moments.
You can't really call Octopussy, yes, License to Kill, not so
yeah,
much.
Octopussy, I'm not complaining about, to be fair.
But that's far more.
License to Kill is the
film.
imposter of this list. So
Man, you have like Bond go on an assassin mission.
Bond picks up a rifle.
Yeah,
big deal, man. And kills a drug dealer.
Yeah,
big deal, man.
He nearly gets beheaded, man.
Yeah. Well, when?
At the end.
You could have had everything. Wait.
He wasn't going to behead him.
He literally was.
He was going to split his head down the middle. He wasn't.
That's even worse.
He would have had to be laying down on a block. That's how you make it sound.
That's even
Don't
more.
try and make it sound better than it was.
He sets him on fire.
Just say the truth then.
What do you mean?
That's fine.
Well,
Set
either
him on
way,
fire. That's cool.
his head's not going to be very nice looking by the end.
Anyway, yes. Die Another Day. Well,
I'm
listen.
that guy who gets
listen.
Uzi'd, man.
Above or below GoldenEye? I'd rather watch. I love GoldenEye, but I'd rather watch Die Another Day.
The thing is,
On
you've
a
got
wet
Alex
sun.
Trevelyan, who's kind of better in my opinion
You know-
than Gustav Green.
There's
Even
not
though it's very
that
close.
much in it. Yeah.
But the
It's-
showdown between Alex Trevelyan and James Bond is so much better.
This is the battle of which one
and
has
you got
worse
like
dialogue.
you got like a Natalia and whatever.
Yeah,
She's
that's
pretty
true.
good.
And I think it's my favourite Pierce Brosnan film. So
Pierce
Well,
Brosnan's
I
all
can't get
very
over
close.
Bond in North Korea. Though. I mean,
it's not actually in North Korea though.
well,
Really,
obviously.
they didn't film it.
Yeah.
Where
I
did they
know.
film it?
I don't know.
Probably in like Missouri or something, you know, like Florida, probably, you know, in that swamp.
Slough.
Yeah, they filmed it.
Well, okay. Well, let's have a final say then. I mean, what? I mean, desert island. Let's do it. You go into the desert island. You can take one DVD with you.
I'll take the cyanide capsule.
I'd
Actually,
easily take GoldenEye. Well, not.
What would you
easily,
take, Henry? I mean,
this is the problem.
Die Another Day's got a lot of reach for watch value. GoldenEye gets
look
tired
at
after a few times.
List that we did.
You know, I'm gonna go with Die Another Day purely because they both have kind of iffy like dialogue, but the soundtrack is so much better in Die Another Day.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but the visuals are like, and the characters are better.
You do have Valentin Zukovsky in GoldenEye.
Forgot about that.
You
And
also
you got the tank scene as
you have
well.
Jack.
Where
I
it
don't.
chases through.
Oh yeah, but the car chase in this is different
Well,
level. Yeah, the car chase wins
The
it. to me.
tank chase
Yeah.
is a bit disappointing.
I was really on the fence. You nearly had me, but then I remembered the car chase. That's it. That's game over. Die Another Day, 9th. So, on that note, I've thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I'm glad at least it got the best opening because that's earned.
It's like the millionth Oscars, you know. We'll do that.
Yeah.
We could do something.
Awards ceremony.
Yeah.
Well, that was quite a recording. That got heated and passionate. But we're all friends at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I got Die Another Day in a top spot on one category, so I can sleep tonight.
Yeah. Well, unlike the villain.
Yeah, well, whatever.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The villain was part of this opening scene, unlike Fran Sanchez or Max
He
Zorin.
was in his
wasn't.
opening scene.
What? Yeah, the opening scene's stupid though. Like
Right,
60
cut.
OAPs. Felix Leiter's jumping out with both hats in his hand.
But it was a
and
good
Bond's shagging his wife in front of him.
It was a good enough scene that they've ripped off the Dark Knight Rises. So
Oh, okay. So next week will be Casino Royale. So
not the parody this time.
Well, we got Mads Mikkelsen coming, so
Got cock and ball
plenty to look
torture.
forward to.
Yeah,
So join us next week. Sorry, you're presenting.
exactly.
Say the line, Bart.
Same bat time, same bat channel.